guys, if you ever said, I don't know how to use XLeads, I'm going to be giving you the most comprehensive start to finish tutorial ever done on how to wholesale real estate using the best wholesaling software, XLeads. This is going to be the ultimate guide of guides. I mean, guys, hours and hours and hours and hours of tutorials, all chronologically done on exactly how you are going to start using XLeads to do wholesaling real estate, or really how to use the software in your own real estate business. And so if you ever ask yourself, how in the world do I use XLeads? I wish there was like the master course, the course to end all courses on exactly how to use XLeads from start to finish. This is it. So sit down, take some notes. We're going to go deep, deeper than you've ever experienced wholesaling real estate on XLeads. And we're going to break down exactly how you start using XLeads. But if you want to get started with XLeads, go to XLeads.com right now and let's get into the XLeads tutorial. Welcome to XLeads version 5. In today's complete tutorial, I'm going to give you a complete start to finish version of exactly how to use, access, and sign up for XLeads. Everything you need to know all about XLeads. This is by far my most in-depth training I've ever had about how to use XLeads. If you're ready for it, let's get into it. But before I get started, go to XLeads.com right now to sign up. And most importantly, this is my quick disclaimer in the beginning. XLeads has 24-hour live support. So on the bottom right-hand corner, whatever possible question you have, whatever it is, go to the chat tab, talk to our support AI. If it is one of the AIs, all you have to do is just press, hey, I want to talk to a real person, and you'll be good to go. So for example, if you're talking to support AI, which is going to be in blue, just say I want to talk to a live person. It's going to bring you right here to a live support agent. Now, if you have other questions and it's not helping you at all and you feel like you're lost, do me a favor. Just ask, hey, can I just schedule a Zoom call? And you'll get a Zoom booking link right here where we can set up with our team, or we'll hop on a Zoom with you and help you with any questions at all. I just want you to know that our team is here and ready to help you out. So if it says support AI on the top, to say I want to talk to a live person, or bring you here to talk to a live person and ask any possible question, and we're going to help you out. Let's get into the tutorial. Awesome. All right, now we're set. We're breaking it down. So I just don't want to give a standard, oh, this is what's new with XLeads version 5. What I want to do is just take you from a complete beginner of what is XLeads, what it entails, because version 5 entails a lot, and you can know exactly how to get started. So this is going to be my complete XLeads tutorial from start to finish, version 5. We are live. So if you have any questions why I'm doing this live, I am more than happy to go answer them. And that's why I kind of wanted to do this live, because I wanted to see what your questions were why I was doing this. And so I think we're all set. Okay, let's break this all down. So, all right, welcome guys to XLeads version 5. And so XLeads, if you don't know what it is the all-in-one real estate wholesaling software. That's what it's for. It is for people to get better success in their wholesaling real estate than not using a software. Now, what in the world does XLeads entail? What's with XLeads? What's all these things? Well, honestly, if you just go to XLeads.com, it's going to be right here. So if you go here to XLeads.com, you can go right here and you can see exactly how to use the software. And so XLeads.com is kind of the best at just describing and sharing exactly how to use the software and how the software works. But pretty much, if you scroll here, we just talk about wholesaling real estate and exactly what it entails. So let's just explain really quick about what is XLeads. So again, XLeads is just a software that combines everything into one platform. You see, my biggest issue getting started in wholesaling real estate was to start, you had all these softwares, you had all these different things. It's like, you got to do this, you got to do that. And like, I had to get everything right. I had to get a software for my skip tracing. I had to get a separate CRM, which was for my customer relationship manager, right? For my leads. Like, so first and foremost, I had to pay $120 a month for a skip tracing platform. I mean, there's plenty of them there, $120. I had to pay $150 for a CRM. I had to go get another data list provider. I had to pay $40 a month for an e-signing service. I had to go pay an extra $100 for an auto dialer. I had to pay $300 for a text blasting platform. And it was just, it all added up. It was crazy. And the average real estate wholesaling influencer who pushes affiliates and all these things, they tell you to get started wholesaling real estate, you have to drop over $1,500, $1,600
per month to just get started in this business with softwares. What I wanted to do was I wanted to take all of that and include it into one software. That's what XLeads is, and that's what it was, starting out. That was the mission for it. Now, what's funny is I started XLeads almost 2 years ago now, and quickly it became the most used wholesaling real estate software by far. I mean, there's some other softwares that a lot of people use in real estate, but like for wholesalers, this is by far the biggest and most used one. And I'm really proud of that. And what's really cool is just people have just been lied to, and they said, we're just going to use one software for everything. And what's really cool is over the years, we've been able to upgrade everything where, as of this recording, I believe in my heart, XLeads has the most highest quality skip tracing. It has by far the most used and highest quality CRM. It has a Driving for Dollars app, the data, all these things. And so we're going to break down pretty much every single inch of XLeads and every single part of the tab so you understand how it all works. It literally, you can watch this video if you want to see it, but this just shows XLeads and others, just good comparison. So what we're going to see here is, again, XLeads has AI agents, which is really cool. We'll show that. It's really all in one. Again, it's your leads, your CRM, your dispo. It has plenty of AI stuff. It's really cool. You have free unlimited skip tracing. And the cool part about it is, because I am a multi-millionaire through wholesaling real estate investing, I don't charge astronomical prices for this. I mean, to be honest with you, I could probably charge you $150 a month for the basic plan. I could probably charge $120, $130, and you guys would sign up for it. But I said, I'm just gonna make it $97 and you get everything included. I get the pro plan for $199, which gets a ton of AI stuff, which I will be breaking down the AI zip codes. They include exclude features, new curative title filters. You got the X plan, which literally has everything included, which I'll be breaking down too on that. It's an all-in-one platform. You can literally do everything with it. But let's kind of explain some of the plans, and we're going to get into kind of what to do when you sign up for the platform, right? And so a couple things about the basic pro and X plan. Now, a couple of these things I'm going to go over because they're part of version 5 also, but we're going to break it down. So from the top, the first thing you get with XLeads at $97 a month is you get my school group. It's called Real Estate Deal School. Okay. So this is a paid school group. If you want to go get it now, it's about $25 per month. But pretty much what it is it is the difference between implementation and information. And let me try to explain this in the best way I possibly can, just so you guys understand this. But here's the best way I can describe this. So again, everyone knows that I'll teach wholesaling real estate for free, and I always will teach wholesaling real estate for free. I love teaching people how to wholesale houses for free. I literally did a 6-hour tutorial on how to wholesale real estate, a complete course for everyone for free. But I'll let you know there's a couple things here. So in my content for Zach, there's info and then implementation. There's just going to be implementing and information, right? And there's going to be a clear difference between this. So information is what is wholesaling real estate. It's how it works. And it also shows basically the basics of how you can get a first deal. And a lot of this is for people, and the content is for people who have $0, how you're going to go out here and make money in wholesaling. That's what the free info is, right? This is freewholesaling.com, which I'll make that red. That is freewholesaling.com. There we go. That is freewholesaling.com. That is my 6-hour course. That's what you see on YouTube. A lot of it's great information. Now, what I'm going to call it REDS, but what Real Estate Deal School and XLeads are, is it's not free, right? You go from free and now it's paid. And what do you get when you pay for this, right? You get implementation. So specifically let's just talk about XLeads first. XLeads is an implementation tool. Guys, these tools are expensive. To give you the best quality skip tracing, it costs money to do. To give you a CRM, it costs money to do. To give you customer service, it costs money. To go out here and give you all the data, it costs money, right? This all stuff costs cash. It costs money. So because it costs me money, I give it to you at pretty much the lowest price anybody can do. And again, it is the dialer, it's the data, it's the skip tracing. It's kind of like everything with software, it's all in there. Everything, it's all in there. XLeads is kind of all in one on the software side. Now, obviously CRM, I'll get into the whole, but Real Estate Deal School is pretty much the upgraded version of freewholesaling.com, right? That is 8 coaching calls, 8 calls a week. Three of them are going to be basically me and Rick going live and talking. It's over 15 plus hours of coaching. There is the most, I'll just call it the upgraded course. It is the most upgraded in-depth course. And most importantly in Real Estate Deal School, and this is why I think it's so valuable, why we're giving it to the XLeads users, is we have a simple 7-step process of how you're going to go out here and use the pump method, XLeads, all the other softwares to go out here and get deals. That's the whole point. So pretty much what this entire thing entails is in Real Estate Deal School, we show you how to make money in real estate. That's it. And what we do is we show you a 7-step process on how you're going to use our pump method and just all the other methods that we use inside of XLeads and everything to get wholesaling deals and real estate deals, curative title deals, all the types of deals. We found the pump deals give you pretty much the ability to do all real estate deals. So what's really cool is if you have, and this is the big XLeads version 5 announcement, if you have an XLeads account, you get Real Estate Deal School for free. Because we have thousands and 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 thousands of XLeads users, you guys all now have access to Real Estate Deal School for free. And so the first big upgrade, and this is the first thing I'm going to start with everyone on XLeads now, is you now have access to Real Estate Deal School, which is usually $25 a month. I could charge $100 a month. You get a ton of people wanting to do that. It's all included right here. So that's one of the biggest things you get on top of that too, and that's the first thing we have inside of the plans. You have Real Estate Deal School. You have probate. So here's the basic plan. You get our probate list, you get comping, you get 1 AI zip code. Now to explain AI zip codes, that one's really interesting, and I think this is a very important concept for everyone to be understanding here. But inside of XLeads, we provide something called, quote, AI zip codes. Now, what AI zip codes are, is these are zip codes where you basically get a territory, and what they do is in that area, so that zip code, for example, we run the AI in that zip code, and we basically stack billions of data points, right? It stacks billions of data points. Some of it is credit score, change of address, age, and some other factors I don't want to get into right now. And the whole point is these are basically what the AI zip code does is legally, we're not allowed to just give you sellers' credit scores. That is very, 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 very not legal. You just can't give, hey, this is the guy's credit score. You can't give credit scores out publicly. But what you legally can do is you can have a credit score and stack other data points and create an AI score for the seller. So you can create an AI score for the seller, like a score. How likely does this person want to sell? Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This is not like this magic pill list that's going to change your life. But what I'll tell you is on average, if you rank properties from 750 or higher in the AI scoring system, usually one out of 1,000 ends up being a wholesaling deal. Now, code violations, government lists, 1 out of 2, 1 out of 3,000 ends up being a deal. This thing is 2 to 3 times more powerful than any type of government list, which is really cool. The only thing better may be a probate. So AI zip codes, inside of the basic monthly plan, you get 1 AI zip code. You have e-signing, you have 25,000 downloads and skip trace records a month. You get the Ninja Mode dialer, which basically is our dial. It costs about $1 per hour to use. Now you might be like, Zach, what do you mean it's $1 per hour? That's actually pretty expensive. Not really. So let's do the math. And when I say $1 per hour, and again, I'm showing what XLeads is, and we're going to break down exactly how to start using it right now. But it's $1 per hour. What do you mean $1 per hour? What I mean by it's $1 per hour is it's $1 per hour. This is the XLeads dialer. It's $1 per hour of ... talk time. Now, I'm curious what everyone thinks here, but if you cold call, let's say 25 hours a week, which is already a grind. So if you're sitting down from 2 to 7 p.m. 5 times a week, you are cold calling for 25 hours. Now, does anybody in here know how many hours you're actually on the phone? I'm generally curious. How many hours do you think you're on the phone? I would tell you at most 25%, and that's if you're crazy. Most people, it's about 10%. So if you're calling for 60 minutes, you're probably like actually calling someone for about 6 to 10 minutes. Hey, is this the owner of the property? Hey, this is Zach. I'm just seeing if you're interested in selling your property. No? Okay, cool. Next call. Ring, 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 voicemail. You know the cold calling game. So if you're only about 10% talk time, that means you only got charged $2.50 for the week, which means the dialer for the whole month is $10 per month. I think on average, the average XLeads user is about $5 to $10 a month on their dialers. Now, a lot of people aren't happy that, wait, I have to pay per usage? It's like a payphone. Yes. Now, what other wholesaling softwares do, and again, I'm not trying to talk smack, but they'll charge you, hey dude, it's $97 and you get unlimited calls. And they know for a fact the average person is only utilizing $10 per month. So they go pocket $87 per user and make a bunch of money. See, I could do that. Honestly, that's probably a pretty good business move for me. I could be making a lot. Guys, just FYI, I want you to understand this. With the amount of users we have on XLeads, I could make over $1 million a year in my pocket by just saying it's $97 to use the dialer. I could be making over $1 million per year. But I said, no, I want to make this cheap, affordable, and effective for all users. This is just Twilio. That's what every dialer uses pretty much, Twilio. Okay? Little pat on the shoulder here, okay? We got the Lamborghini Countach, my favorite cars. I could buy 3 of those every year if I started charging you for a dialer. But I said no. I already make plenty of money. I don't need to overcharge you guys. So that's how the dialer works. Now going back out here, and again, I'm trying to explain how this whole process works first before I get into exactly how to use it. So yeah, I'm excited. All right, so the next part here is going to be the email blaster. You can email blast. I'll show you how to do that. We have text blasting. This is pretty self-explanatory. It's about 1 penny per text. You get our entire CRM. Every single week from 10 a.m. you get our weekly support calls. 24-hour live chat support, daily Zoom support, 2 hours of onboarding training. It's pretty cool. Now, that is the basic plan. What's cool is if you toggle here to the annual plan, you get even more list types, which is really cool. You get 3 AI zip codes for pretty much this, actually cheaper, and then you get pretty much the same. Now, obviously, if you look at Pro plan, you get basically 3 AI zip codes. If you go annual, it's 5. X plan, it's 5 AI zip codes, and if you go annual, it's 1 AI county, which is probably way more valuable. What do you get on the Pro plan? I'm going to show it while I'm inside of the software to show you, but you get 17 list types. You get AI deal analysis, which you do not get on the basic plan. You get a lot of include-exclude features, which is really cool. You get our brand new curative title filters, and so when you're in real estate deal school, you're going to want to know a lot about curative title because, guys, I've already said this, but we're making a lot of money on curative title. Hundreds of thousands of dollars this week I'm just doing in deals. And it's just, I'll be making millions of dollars on curative title this year. It's so awesome. You basically get 40,000 skip trace records. Everything here is pretty much the same except for, and by the way, I don't make the texting or the calling any cheaper on the other plans because I'm literally just breaking even pretty much at this point. And so we're literally, the cost is the lowest it possibly can. I can't literally make it any lower. So you get all these cool things. Now you don't get the Dispo tab, which kind of sucks. Now going here to the X plan, you get the same list. So what's the difference between the Pro and the X plan? Glad you asked. You get extra AI zip codes, which is really cool. You get obviously AI drawing for dollars in all of them. You get 60,000 skip trace records. And pretty much the big difference is you are going to be getting the Dispo tab. And then you also get our pump stacker software, which is going to be migrated by Monday, which I'll show people how they can do that. You also get desk scrubbing in here. By the way, I don't have the whole real estate deal school like breakdown for you here, but again, you can just go to real estate deal school right here. We also have something called our Pump AI, which is really cool. And basically what our Pump AI is our Pump AI is basically going to be a list stacking AI. On top of that too, it'll desk scrub for you for free. It's actually really cool. And yeah, pretty exciting right here. All right. So yeah, the Pump AI will break it all down in there for you. And basically you can do depth scrubbing inside of there, which is really cool. And that is XLeads. And so all you have to do is just go inside here and you need to go and pick a plan. That is it. Go out here and pick a plan. Simple. Basic, Pro, X plan, pick a plan, annual, whatever, go from there. Then from there, you are now signed up. How do you log in? Go to xleads.com, press login right here. Now, this is where we're going to start getting into the, okay, I signed up for XLeads. What do I do? It's a great question. So let's kind of explain the last part of how XLeads works. I get a lot of people who are very confused on how XLeads work. Some people are, some people aren't. So let me explain this. So I think this is actually hilarious. This is probably the funniest thing I see online. But I have grown men who say this online about XLeads, and I think it's hilarious. People say, and I'm just gonna be honest. They say, don't get XLeads. Don't get XLeads. Okay? You can literally just get Go High Level for $97 a month, and then you don't even need XLeads. I have guys, I don't know if you've ever seen this. I have people who, I see this all the time. It's so funny. And they say, here's my Go High Level affiliate. It's the dumbest thing I've probably ever seen. So let me just explain what Go High Level, XLeads, and all these things. So here's what it is. XLeads, just so you understand, XLeads is two different type of softwares. There is the data side of XLeads, and then there is the Go High Level side of XLeads. So Go High Level, if you don't know what that is, it is the most used CRM in wholesaling real estate. If you want to go out here and get a Go High Level account, it costs $97 a month. I'm not joking. If you search up Go High Level, you can go to Go High Level right now and you can pay $97 a month. Now what sucks about Go High Level is there's no automations. There's no automations. You have to set it up yourself and you have to do everything, do it yourself. You have to literally do it all yourself. And nothing's set up. The e-signing's not set up for you. Nothing's all done for you. There's no deal board. It's just all done for you. And obviously there's no data. So there's a lot of people who just have a Go High Level account and they pay $97 a month for it. When you could literally just get XLeads for $97 a month and you can access our Go High Level. So we have permission from Go High Level to build. When you sign up for XLeads, we build a Go High Level account for you. We literally give it to you, included with the $97, and you get the data. So pretty much when you get XLeads, you get the data, right? You get the skip tracing, you get the comping, you get the data, you get the AI, you get the dispo, you get all of the stuff, you get all the real estate data, and then on top of that too, you also get a custom Go High Level account. So you literally get the best of both worlds. That's why I call it Hannah Montana. So people pay $97 for Go High Level, and it's from there. So just want you to understand that XLeads is half Go High Level, half data. Just want you to know that. So if you have a Go High Level account, you can actually transfer your Go High Level account to XLeads, and you can go from paying $97 a month to just paying the same $97 a month, and then you get the data on top of it too. So when people tell me that, oh, Go High Level is better than XLeads, XLeads is Go High Level. So you get Go High Level, and then you get the data all included. That's what's really cool. So how does the XLeads platform work? Well, the XLeads platform works like this. Here's the platform. I'm just going to show you. Right, this is what it looks like, right? There are tabs on the side, right? There are tabs on the side. There's like a leads tab. There's a dispo tab. And then there's like tab 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. How XLeads works is the top two tabs are basically the data tabs with XLeads. These are the data tabs. And then the rest of here are the Go High Level tabs. That's how XLeads works. I'm being as transparent as I possibly can. And you know why? Because even if you, I just tell the truth, even if you don't like XLeads, like the data, you're still going to keep it because it's better than just having a regular Go High Level account. That's the truth. Now, what's really cool about XLeads is we have a bunch of apps and integrations that we work because we're one of the biggest Go High Level users in the world. Is we now have integrations that pretty much no other Go whatever has, where basically the data and the Go High Level tabs all work with each other. We have special code in the back end where they're all connected, which is just why XLeads is better than all the other softwares. And so here's the problem with this. Because the data and Go High Level tabs are different, one is a CRM and one is data. So this is all obviously the CRM portion, right? And this is the data portion. So here's the problem. When you sign up for XLeads, you are going to get 2 separate emails. And this is the part where people get confused, and so this is why I'm going to go very slow on this. You are going to get an email. You're going to get an email to access your data info, and you're going to get an email to access the Go High Level portion of this, which is basically the CRM. That is the 2 emails you're going to get. Now, you might be like, Zach, why don't I just get 1 email? It's so confusing. Why is there 2 emails? Well, let me tell you the truth. And by the way, there's a reason why I do this. I could connect them both together, but you wouldn't like that. Why is that? Because inside the Go High Level side, I allow you to have unlimited users. Okay? So these unlimited, so basically, there's a little tab in here, which I'll show you, where you can add literally 100 people to your Go High Level account. Why do I allow this? Because that's how I run my own wholesaling business. If I want to add all my VAs and I want to add them into the dialer, I want to add them into the dialer, I want to add them into my CRM, I want to add them for the texting, I want to add them for the AI, I want to add my whole team, right? And I want to go assign leads to different acquisitions managers. I could literally do it all from here, which is really cool. Now, do I allow unlimited people to access the skip tracing data? No, because you guys scrape the data. I mean, some people do. So you're at most allowed to have 2 users on the data side. Only 2. Now you can add extra, you have to pay money for it, but you can only have 2 users access the leads in the dispo. So only 2 people can be logged in at the same time for the leads. So that's why they have 2 separate logins. Now, what's really cool is once you do the email and the login information, you add it and say Go High Level, and now it's all connected and you're good to go. But just FYI, you can have 100 people on your XLeads account, but you're only able to access the Go High Level side. So that's why there's 2 emails. Because we can't let 100 people on your team access the data side, but we can allow 100 people access the Go High Level side. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you get it. But that's why we have 2 separate emails. We have the data email and the Go High Level email. So let's break this from the top. So when you sign up, you're going to get 2 emails. You're going to get your data. You're going to get your access to your data email, your leads token, and then you're going to get access to your Go High Level. Go High Level. Now, here's what's really great, and I want to make this very clear. If at any point you don't get the email, you are confused, or anything like that, I have some really good news for you. Your logins have email and password, okay? So if you didn't get a data email or you never got a Go High Level email, guess what? All you're gonna do, if your email is correct, all you have to do, and this is just the best part, just press forgot password. So a lot of people like saying, Zach, I never got the email. Oh my gosh. Okay, just press forgot password, and guess what? Guess what? Now you got it reset and sent to you. So you don't even need to get the email, because your email, whatever you signed up with, is what you have to use, and that's how you do it. So what should I do getting started? First thing I'd do is I'd log in to by the way, it's all one login. So let me share with you. So if I go to, let me throw this on an incognito tab. So if I go here to XLeads, let's do it from the incognito tab. I don't know which one's which. Let's do this one. So let's go here. So let's go to just login. It's going to ask for my email and password, right? Here's the problem. I might have my email, zachin33@gmail.com, but oh man, I don't know my password. Guess what? You can literally just press forgot password. And guess what? You put your email and it's going to send you a password reset. Is that simple? Okay. So we have a couple people saying that I'm lost. Okay, Eddie. So let me go and do this very slowly. When you sign up for XLeads, you are going to get 2 emails. All right, Eddie? You're going to get email number 1 and email number 2. Email 1 gives you your login info for XLeads, And then email number 2 is going to be your lead token for XLeads. What you need to do is you're going to get your login info. You are then going to go to xleads.com and then log in. You're going to access your account. It's going to look like this. It's going to look like this. This is your Go High Level side. You're going to be logged in. Now you're going to try to access your leads. And guess what it's going to say? Let me actually, let me log out and show you what it looks like. How do I log out of here? Hold on. Let me log out. Go High Level account or my XLeads account. So if I add you to my XLeads account and I try to go and you let 100 people in and I try to access the skip tracing, it's going to say you need to log into your account. It's asking you to log into the lead side. So you put your email that you currently have, press forgot password if you do, and then boom, you have access to it. Pretty simple. Hopefully that makes sense. So when you go to XLeads to log in, so you go to xleads.com, you're going to access to log in. It's going to let you log in. Now you're inside of the CRM portion. You try to press the data side. Guess what's going to happen? Log into your data side, this is the data side. So you get 2 emails. Emails to access the CRM, email to access this. Once you log in, it doesn't let you log out on purpose. But that's just so it knows what your IP address is, and so you don't have multiple people logging in and out. So hopefully that made sense. Eddie Jones, if you can tell me this makes sense, so we can move to the next part. But again, I'm going to say it one more time because I'm trying to go as slow as I possibly can. But you get 2 accesses. You get your login info to XLeads, which is the Go High Level side, the CRM side, and then you have your leads token, which is that little login inside of there. Once it's done, you don't need it. All you have to do is remember your Go High Level and you're good. But just, okay, you're good. Awesome. And I want to make this very clear. If the logins are confusing, just press forgot password and you'll get all your access, even if you never got an email. And here's the best part. And I want to make this very, very, very clear. XLeads has by far the best customer support. And I've spent a lot of time getting at this. If there's any issues with your logins or billing or anything, highly recommend you go to support at X. The reason I tell you this is where all the emails get done. We analyze every single email manually by hand, and I look at every single email ticket. I might look at it for like a couple seconds or like 10 or 15 seconds. I let the support agent handle it. But I do a review every week with the team about all the tickets, and we always look at it. We have people who actually look over the tickets. We have supervisors. And so if you have a ticket, you have an issue, email support at X, and they will get back to you within 24 hours. We have a lot of people who have emailed. They're like, I checked the emails this morning. I have people screaming, how dare you not do, and I'm like, guys, it's Saturday. Like if you email Friday at 4 p.m., you'll probably get an answer Monday by 4 p.m. Unfortunately, all my employees have lives and kids and families and all these things, and so they don't work the weekends, unfortunately. So I will tell you, if there's a holiday, they skip a day. Be mad at me, it's fine. But support at xleads.com is going to help you with any possible questions, and they are by far the most responsive, highest quality people on the planet, and they're pretty cool. Now you've logged in. Now you're inside of XLeads. Okay, now we're logged in. This is what it's going to be looking like. It's going to look just like this. So now we're inside of XLeads. So again, I want to make this very, very, very clear with you. All right. XLeads, there's a lot to talk about XLeads, and there's a reason why. So XLeads is not a data platform. It's just not. So most wholesaling softwares that you use, you got comping, you have skip tracing, right? You have your data, and like it's a data platform, right? You can pop up a map of the US and search properties, and XLeads is not that. Okay, XLeads is more. XLeads is the data side, which is what which the other people, it's just all data. On top of that too, you get the CRM. Basically, you get the Go High Level side. But on top of that too, that means you have SMS, you have dialers, you have emails, you have deal boards, there's tagging, there's all these other, there's all these things. Like again, XLeads is like 30 softwares all in one. So again, this tutorial might be a little longer than what you're used to on an average wholesaling software, But it's because the data side, I could talk about in like 30 minutes. Like the data side's quick, it's simple, it's easy. All right. This side is a lot more, there's just more to it because it's literally all in one. So let's break this down in the easiest, most like simple way possible, just so we get that clear. So all right, cool. We're all good. Gucci. All right, I think we are all good here. Companies at getting started. So right here is the dashboard. And so pretty simple to explain, but all your details are gonna be right here. So if you have any possible questions, the dashboard's gonna have everything you need right here. So this is gonna be our version 5 tutorial, which should be up at launch, because I had the data side, but I couldn't show real estate deal school. I did change all the previous logos and stuff. And so the version 5 dashboard should be ready by Monday. But a couple things. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., Monday through Friday, we have something called a daily onboarding Zoom. On this daily onboarding Zoom, Monday through Friday, it's kind of like this call I'm doing right now, where I'm gonna go for hours and hours, just break down exactly how to start using XLeads from start to finish. Now mine's gonna be a little more in depth right now, this one, but they do it all the time. They do live questions. On top of that too, XLeads has 24-hour live support. On the bottom right-hand corner, there is a little tab with the XLeads logo. You click that and you get in front of a live person. So that's really cool. So any questions you possibly have, our XLeads support team is ready and able to help you out right there and help you have the best success possible. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. But the tab will be on there on the bottom right-hand corner. And yeah, you get started on 24-hour live support. Now, the dashboard is going to change a little bit, but the dashboard just kind of shows you your stage distributions, where the leads are in all the stages, your opportunity values, your current tasks, your upcoming appointments, all the pertinent details you need to have success here. But everything you need to know, it's pretty much right here on the dashboard, your tagging, your lead sources, and I'll be explaining how all that stuff works. So let's break down, let's just go tab by tab. I think that's gonna be the best thing I can do. So we're gonna start from the top tabs all the way down to the bottom to explain how this works. So right here is training and support. Pretty simple, these are training and support videos to help you out. But let's start with the leads tab. So right here is the leads tab. So let's press leads. This is the data portion. This is the portion I'm pretty sure everyone's kind of used to. Everyone just handles it. They already know how it works. But this is how the leads portion works. So you can search an area. So if I want to choose, I don't know, let's do Pensacola, Florida. All the properties, all the data, all the possible data you want about real estate is going to be right here. So you can search properties, filter properties, do all the data you possibly want. It's all going to be right inside of here. So let me go out here and just clear all the data, and I'll show you how this works. But let's just clear all the data sets, delete the lists just so it's all cleared out. Okay, so let's use Pensacola, Florida. Now, this is Zach's like coaching lesson 101 for the day. I'm not a big fan, just gonna be like completely transparent with you. I'm not a big fan of going city filtering. I like to do county filtering. So I would do Escambia County, which is the county inside of Florida. But here's Escambia County. Now there's 2 Escambia counties, so you just gotta make sure you do it by, there's Escambia County here for you. So right here's your control center. So again, it's just gonna give you reports, your dashboard, your opportunities, the stages you have with all of your wholesaling pipelines. So how many people want to sell, needs to sell, your outbound calls, your upcoming appointments, your tasks you have, your manual actions. Right here is a brand new health check. So it's going to tell you your average call duration of your first calls. So if your average call duration is 30 seconds, and then next month is 20 seconds, or maybe it's 45 seconds, you can kind of check your health of your cold calling. Your unread messages and your lead source report is going to be right here. Now the next part is going to be the lead system. So you're gonna get a separate login to get your leads token. So put your info inside of here and you'll be able to access your leads. Now it's very important that when you first get started with your leads, that you know how to manage your AI territories. So it's really cool inside of XLeads, depending on your plan, you either have a basic plan, a pro plan, or the X plan. Now you can upgrade whenever you want with our live chat support, but you'll have a monthly or an annual plan. Now with XLeads on the basic plan, you get 1 AI territory, which is an AI zip code. On the monthly of the Pro, you get 3. And on the monthly of the X plan, you get 5 AI zip codes. So these are all zip codes. So these are going to be territories which you get AI access, which I will show you what that means. On the annuals, you get 3 zips on the basic annual. The Pro annual, you get 5. And on the X plan annual, you get 1 county, not a zip code. Now we have an option that you can pay a one-time fee to get a state or a nationwide access, where you pay once and you get it for as long as you have XLeads. So you can get all of Florida, you can pay for Texas or nationwide to get that entire area with AI access. Now I might be like, well, what's the point of an AI territory? Well, if we go out here and I try to draw a very rough shape of the state of Florida, which again, I'm not really good at drawing, you might have, if you have the X plan annual, you might have 1 county inside of the state right here. You might have 1 county. Call it Alachua County. In that county, because you have AI territory in that entire county, you can pull your AI sellability score and then your AI SkyDrive, your SkyDrive AI. Now these things do very different things, but they're using AI to find distressed real estate properties and ugly houses. So your AI sellability score, for example, is going to do a ranking from 0 to 1,000 based off of 1 million data points, credit scores, changes in addresses, maybe the wife changed her address, maybe their credit score went down, maybe there's a lien on the property. It's going off of millions and millions of data points. I can technically call it billions of data points, but call it just a million specific data points for one property. And it scores it like a credit score 0 to 1,000 of how likely this person is going to sell their property for a discount. Now, what's really cool is you can pull this list inside this county and find how ugly the house is potentially, right? Because it's predicting how likely they are to sell. Now, what this AI sellability score basically does is it does a prediction off of their financial distress. And then on the SkyDrive, it doesn't look at financial predictions. It's looking at actual visual data clues. Well, what SkyDrive AI does is we are tapping into over 5 different satellites that scan every property in America. And what we do is we have a high resolution image of every property in America, and we have AI look at that image and give us a score from 0 to 100, how distressed the property physically looks. So AI sellability looks at the financial prediction of, hey, there's some financial issues here. I think this person's going to want to sell for a discount, be a good wholesaling deal. And then SkyDrive actually visually looks at it from there. And so this is our AI advantage we have on the list pulling. So that's why your AI territories are very important. Now, you're going to be right here on your leads dashboard. Your manage your AI territories are going to be right here. Now, obviously, this is my account, so this has nationwide access, but you can add in your zip codes depending on your plan. So if you have a basic monthly plan, you're going to have 1 AI zip code, and you're going to say, that's my AI zip code for my sellability. And for your SkyDrive, it's going to put your zip code from there. Now, if you want to change your AI territories every month, all you need to do is go to our live chat support and say, hey, I want to change my AI territory. So let's go out here and look at a list in, let's call it Orlando, Florida, right? Let's just do Orange County, Florida. So if I don't want to get into AI stuff, I just want to do this how any other wholesaling software works. I can go out here and just get a list. So if I want to pull a vacant property list, I can go here to filters. I can add vacant properties, and now I have all the vacant properties that I possibly would want. Maybe I want to go down here and filter out even more. These are sellability scores. We'll get to that later. And I want to max out the valuations of this list to 400,000. Single family properties only. I want to make sure that these are individual or trust owners. I want to make sure that they owned it for at least 5 years and they have at least 60% equity. Well, from the sound of that, that's actually a pretty good list. Now, you can even exclude it if you have a pro plan, which means you can exclude active listings. You can exclude what we call active investor owned, which is basically our special list of if we think the person's a real estate investor or not. And now we have this list of 480 properties. Now, if I want to go pull this list, I can just go out here, select all, add it to my list. Now, I had some leads before that because I've been using XLeads. Before I do that, let me just clear out this list really quick. Let me just delete the list really quick. Let's do it from the top. So we're going to select all. We're going to call this maybe my high equity Orlando list. I'm going to press create list. I'm going to take this data set and I'm going to press export and pull this data set here. Now, maybe I want to SkyDrive the list if I have a county, right? Or maybe I do it by zip code. I can go out here and SkyDrive this list also. Now, it takes a little time, so I'm going to make it a little smaller. So let's filter those out one more time. Let's just do by foreclosures. So let's just pick these 9 properties really quick and let's SkyDrive it. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to SkyDrive this entire list. So I'm going to press SkyDrive and I have my high equity list in Orlando. I'm going to press start scan, 9 properties. Let's launch the scan. And what our AI is doing right here is looking at the physical property itself with live satellite imagery, basically AI drawing for dollars, and it's scanning all the properties right here. Now, these properties don't look too distressed. This one's moderately distressed right here. And this one's about a 44 score. I don't really like that. I mean, I like anything a 70 or above. Now, the point of it, it's like AI drawing for dollars. So if you have like 4,000 properties, you might have 100, maybe 200 of 70 or above. So it's really not that big of a list. The cool part is you can select this entire page and export the data set and export it, find the 70s, and then use that as a list to go after. Now, if you want to do the AI sellability score, let's go out here and reset our filters. So it's just, let's go to vacant properties, right? Orange County. Actually, just clear all the filters. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to sellability score here, and I'm going to find a 700 or above. These are very motivated properties. Maybe I'll go crazy. Maybe I'll do 800. So all the properties that are an 800 wholesale AI score or above, it's going to be right here. And what we found is out of 200,000 properties, there's 3,700 that have a high AI score, which I'm a big fan of. So what I want to do here is just really quick, I want to make sure there's some equity on these. So I'm going to put at least 40% equity, and we have a really awesome list. So I'm going to pull this list and I want to call these people. So I'm going to go out here. I'm going to clear this list right here and clear it out. Just make sure it's just this one. I'm going to take this entire data set here of 3,500 properties. I'm going to go right here and I'm going to export this list. Now I'm going to press export and I'm going to export the CSV. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the lead trace, which basically includes the skip tracing. Remember, the reason why you're probably here, XLeads legit now has the greatest skip tracing of all time. Compared to anybody else, it is the GOAT skip tracing service now, which I'm just working so hard. I'm so glad our team is able to do it. And we're going to add all the other valuable property data we need here. Now you're going to press export. And unfortunately and fortunately, the reason why XLeads skip tracing is literally so good now is because it's, and right here's the entire county, right? Pensacola's inside of that county too. Now, here's all the data. Now, currently right now, there's 125,000 properties in Escambia County, Florida, which is a lot. I mean, guys, that is a ton. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to filter your data. Pretty simple. These are all the counties in Escambia County, and you can filter data pretty easily in here. You have absentee owners, which is a list of people where their mailing address is different than the property address, which means the owner doesn't live in the property usually. You can filter by active listings, which is actively on the MLS. You can find cash buyers, delinquent tax activity, upside down properties, low equities, high equities, free and clear, active investor owned, board investor, flip properties, vacants, pre-foreclosures. All these things are going to be in here. Now, you can also exclude data. So for me, I don't want to deal with active listings and I don't want active investor owned properties. Now, what's an active investor owned property? So a lot of people, when it comes to active investor owned, people like to filter, oh, I don't want someone that owns more than 2 or 3 houses. Well, what if it's a guy who just buys houses and flips them? He's only going to own 1 or 2 houses at a time. And so what we did instead is we have something called active investor owned. So these are properties where we consider that the person who owns this is an active real estate investor. They own multiple properties. They are purchasing properties in a business-like activity, if that makes sense. And so they're buying and reselling properties. And so that's someone you don't want to deal with. Now, there's already 25,000 property records like that. Now, to have the exclude feature, you have to have the Pro or the X plan. So there's only include. So exclude is going to be for the Pro and the X plan users. And that's why it's just a way better data set. On top of that too, you now have, which is pretty cool, you have the wholesale AI score. So this is your AI scoring. So remember I told you anything 750 or above is going to be really good. So if I just put 750 or above, it's going to filter out all those properties. There's 3,000 in Escambia County, which is over 750 or more, which is awesome, by the way. Now, I did this by county. That's because obviously I own XLeads, and so I just have nationwide. You can also upgrade and get nationwide AI. But how do you access those zip codes? Well, if you get rid of it and you just go right here, there's a little tab right here that says manage your account. So if you go press or click manage your account right here, so this is manage AI territory, you press manage AI territory and you have nationwide coverage active right here. So again, you have access to your AI nationwide coverage active. You have access to your AI saleability scores for properties for over 50 states. And then you have your managed SkyDrive AI territory. So you have access to the SkyDrive AI for properties across all 50 states. So again, your SkyDrive is going to be your AI driving for dollars, which we're going to talk about, and then your manage your AI territory right here. So if your AI saleability score is going to be under manage AI territory. Now you click there, you're going to choose your zip code. Now it's very important. You can change your zip codes every single month. You just got to email support@xleads.com, and we're more than happy to help you out from there. So again, depends where you're at. I have nationwide coverage. You can upgrade from inside of here too. But let's choose Escambia County again. I filtered by 750 or above. I excluded active listings, and cool. Now, you could also filter, I don't want properties worth more than 500,000. So you have your estimated value, which is the AVM. You have your property selection tools, which is going to be, for example, single family property is going to be right here. You can choose by land. You can choose by multifamily, mobile homes, whatever you want. On top of that too, you can do owner type. So you could say, hey, I only want individual owners. I only want trusts. I don't want businesses or financial. I want them to own it for at least 3 years. We have these other tabs which are really cool, which I'm going to show the curative title filter a little later. But owner occupied, absentee owner. We have the absentee owner in state. So these are people that they live in the property. Okay, so they actually live in the house, but someone's living there, but the owner's not there. So the mailing address is going to be different. So out of state, in state, owner occupied. You have equity filtering. So I want 60% equity at most, maybe. And then days on market. I mean, if you're in MLS wholesaling, you can do it from here, obviously. How previous sale dates, intra-family transfers, double closings are cool. You can filter double closings too. And so now you have 2,500 records right here. Now what's really cool is you can choose a standard list. Now you might be like, Zach, like for example, I'm going through all these lists, all these data sets right here, right? And for example here, some of these have pictures. Are they on the MLS? No. So the cool thing about the XLeads data is if it's been on the MLS in the past 10 years, we have all the data cached, which is really cool. Now you can just click on a property and you can just search a random property address and just click up the data on here. But here's a standard picture of a house. And what's really cool in the top corner or the top portion on here, you can literally go out here and do what I call AI analysis. So this is actually another upgrade XLeads version 5 has. And I think it's really awesome. But pretty much what you can do here is you can have AI basically comp the property for you. So you can use a strategy. So you do Ninja Flip, Stealth Mode, Shadow Wholesale. Specifically, the Deal Ninja AI is going to analyze it. So press Generate Property Assessment. And what it's going to do is it's going to assess the property for you. All right. And what it's going to do is give you an MAO based off the specific property. So right here, it's telling you, hey, this is what you should know about the property. And it's giving you the MAO right here. So it's saying, hey, this property right here, your MAO is 110 grand for medium repairs. I like to keep it at medium repairs because sometimes it's heavy, sometimes it's bad. Light, usually they're never light. So I'll tell you is your MAO on average on this property right here is gonna be $110,000. For most people, you can skip all the other games and it's just gonna be $110,000. We have a question, is that the basic plan? No, it is not. Specifically, that is going to be the Pro plan or the X plans that have that AI analysis. Again, the AI comping, usually a lot of people they say, hey, you only have 50 AI comps. This is unlimited, so it's all in here, which is really cool. On top of that too, we have retail scores, we have wholesale scores. So for example, this is like a standard just wholesale score that we are assuming on the property right here. It's the estimated wholesale value. To be honest, the MAO is like with the AI is kind of perfect. And so that's where you want to be on there. You can do your AI driving for dollars inside of here too, which is true. You can click a property scan. The old listing data. So for example, this property was a canceled listing. So all the data is on there too. Let's see here. Interesting. And so you got all the data on the piece of real estate, legal description, all the stuff, the building data, construction, financial data, right? Your equity, your basically the market value or what we assume the property is worth. Tax assessed value, any loans on the house, all these details, transactions, all that stuff. Now what's really cool here is you can press comps, which is right here, and you can comp the property yourself if you want. So right here is the comp feature, and because we're on the platform you're watching this on, I can't show the most sometimes, but these are all the comps on the property. So you can literally go out here and just comp the houses. So you have a house here, you have a house here, you have a house here, ba, 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 ba. Now, what's really cool here is you have all the compares. So you have pending sales, sold properties, active listings. And so if this is a 2-1, I say, okay, well, I only want to look at only 2 bedrooms, like only 2 bedrooms at most. Maybe you want to do 3 bedrooms, but I only want to look at other 2-1s. So let's do 2-1s. So 2-1s, all right, cool. Only 2-1s within a 1 mile radius. I don't want to compare 1 bedrooms. I don't want to compare 3 bedrooms, right? I just want to show you exactly those 2-1s. Now our subject property is about 1,300 square feet. So I usually want to do between 1,000 and 1,500, 1,600, which is fine past 6 months. When was this property built? This property was built, if I look on this one, 1959. Actually, you can do it from the comps, by the way, too. So let's go out here. Like, so, by the way, like you don't want to comp a 4.2.5. Like that's an awful comp. So just do the 2-2, let's do 1-1, 2-1s. So all the 2-1s in the area. Honestly, it could be a 2-2. I don't really mind that either, to be fair. A 2-2 I can handle. So all the data is right here. So let's pop it up. Let's see here. Alrighty, there we go. All right, cool. So here are all the 2-2s, 2-1s, all the data. So these are all the comparable properties. Again, green is active listings right now, red is sold properties, and these are pendings. So interesting. Okay, cool. So look at the lot size, year built, not bad. And going by actives, non-actives, lot size, stories, pools, no pools. You can really comp like crazy. Now all plans literally have this, which is really cool. And so if I look here, there's another a 2-2, less square footage, and this one's at 225. That's a crazy comp. Why don't we just press this button right here and actually pop it up? So it gives you another tab to look at. And so this is another comp right here. So let's see this. So this property obviously looks really good. Like, I mean, you can tell this is new construction. Like this is not new construction, but this is like, actually I can look at the year built. What's year built? This might be newly renovated. Let's see. 1957. So these are the current MLS photos. And by the way, if this was a property that sold 3 years ago, I'll have the MLS photos of them 3 years ago. Even Zillow or Realtor.com sometimes doesn't have that data. But guys, you can tell this thing's been renovated to the gills. Like this thing's clean. It looks great. 257. So you know what this property needs. This is like definitely a renovated property, okay? So going back to our tab here, that's like, wow, that's a good comp, right? But that's like a property that's like, whoa. Now, if the property needs a lot of work, it's gotta be a lot lower. I mean, that's probably 50, 60 grand right there. So that's like probably a good ARV. This property recently sold. Was it on the MLS? No. But I could say that's a bad comp, that's a bad comp, this is a good comp. It shows the average price per square foot, multiply by that, and you're good to go, and you can get an average sale price on the ARV, and boom, you can do it right there. Now, to be fair, if you don't have the Pro or the X plan, that's fine. But I would just tell you right now, just taking a random property like this, and let's just do another one, for example, like this Bellington Road right here. Just generate a shadow wholesale strategy. This is how you do the AI comping for the Pro plan. Let it run it, let it run it, let it run. Okay, 123. That's usually like, okay, 123. That's my good MAO. I'm pretty happy with it. Retail's 182. It's pretty good comping in the area for that 123. I think that's a good score. So I'm just trying to make this as least complicated as possible, and the AI comping is one of the best. Now, if you want to get their phone number, you're going to have to press the contacts tab, okay? Now this tab I can't show on YouTube, but if you press the contacts tab, which I will show, just give me a second. I'll show you a reason. If I press contacts here, and let's blur the information out really quick. So if I press the contacts tab, which I'm going to show you what it looks like, you're going to see that it has the actual owner on record. It's going to have their phone numbers listed right there. It is by far the highest quality skip tracing you're going to find in the whole game. That's like, I am super proud of how I'm super proud of how high quality the skip tracing is. Now on YouTube, I can't show it, so I'm going to show you a little hack. If this isn't on YouTube, then you're going to see that all the data here pops up right here. And when you export contact 1, 2, and 3, it's the most accurate one. So you look at the owner on record here, just press owner, this guy, and then his number pops up right there. So let's see if I can show this. Let's see. All right, perfect. So I'll show you what this looks like. So again, this is blurred for YouTube, but if you go right here, here it is. So if you go right here, this is what it looks like. So you have the address and the owner names right here, and then all their phone numbers pop up here. Phone number 1 is going to be the most accurate. Phone number 2 is going to be the most accurate. But basically, when you export it, it's going to export phone number 1 and 2. So the most accurate data is going to be on the exporting here, which I'll show you to export. And then obviously it's updated almost every single day. And the thing is, when it says owner match, you know for a fact this thing's like almost perfect skip tracing. So that's really cool too. And so all the phone number, you just press contacts, all the data pops up right there, which is really cool. So going out here, this is how the data tab works. So let's say, for example, let's go right here. There we go. So let's just say right here, I want to go pull this list. All right. You can just select all, create a list. And sometimes I might be like, okay, I'm going to call this my Escambia County. Let's do AI list, right? And then I just press create list. So it creates a list right here. And all I'm going to do is you have 2 options here. So now we're getting inside of in the go level side, the CRM side of XLeads, which is really cool. But pretty much what you can do here is you can, and you have a choice. If you want to just export that list and have the data set, you can do it. But most people in here are doing this list for a reason, okay? They're doing this list for a specific reason. So if you're pulling this data set, which I'm assuming you're doing to do a couple things, which I'll share. If you are trying to do this to either cold call on XLeads, you want to text blast these people, you just press export to contacts. You just press export to contacts. Now, how does export to contacts work? Well, there's a specific flow on the CRM side, which I'm going to show you, but pretty much it goes from contacts to tag, and then it's either on the dialer or it's on the texting. But we're going to break that down very specifically soon. But a couple things I just want to show you really quick. So how do I say this the right way though? I don't want to confuse anybody, and so this is why I'm going to try to just show this, and then I'm going to go very slowly because I think there's going to be some people who are new that are confused. So again, there is the data side and the go high level side, right? There's the CRM side. They're separate sides. How basically things work is all the leads, all the lists and leads are stored in your Rolodex. It's called the contacts tab. All right. So the contacts tab is right here. So this is your contacts tab. It's called contacts. It's your Rolodex. All right. Any of us used Rolodexes back in the day, but it's kind of like your contacts in your phone. All of your lists and all of your data, and even the people that are hot leads are going to be in our contacts. We just store the name and we store the phone number. And we need all that data. So what you're going to see here is the CRM is going to, when you export a data set, you are going to export that data into your contacts tab. Now, what you had to do back in the day is you had to export it, then import it. It don't work like that anymore. What's really cool is when you have the list and you want to export it, you just press export to contacts. Now, there's going to be a little thing here to connect the CRM to the data set. You do that once and it's all connected, which is really cool. And you can literally export it to the contacts tab. Pretty cool. And then from there, how the data works in there, I'm just going to say it. This is going to be confusing maybe. Builder to get really, really good. I think it's about 80% of the way there. I think for most beginners, it's awesome. And make sure you test out your automations. And if it doesn't work, no big deal. Our live chat support team on the bottom right-hand corner right here is more than happy to help you with any automation questions you have and help you have the best success with XLeads. Guys, if you've got any value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe. And if you want to sign up for XLeads, go to xleads.com to get our 14-day free trial, and I'll see you soon. This is Zach signing out. Have a blessed one.
XLeads is by far one of the greatest wholesaling softwares for wholesaling real estate. But what you might not know, it is the ultimate comping software. If you're going out here in a non-disclosure state where you can't find out what the actual sold prices are, the best real estate data comes from XLeads. We actually give you the specific MLS details. Now, that's not the reason why XLeads is the ultimate comping software. The reason why XLeads is one of the ultimate comping software because of the ability to use AI inside of your comping to go out here and figure out exactly what the property is worth. You see, the one part of the entire equation about comping your deals is to figure out how much to offer your seller. Well, if AI can just figure it out for you, your life becomes a lot easier. And on top of that too, if you're somebody who wants to manually comp your properties, XLeads has the best user interface. It makes it really easy for you to go out here and comp your deals. So let's get into how to start comping your deals on XLeads so you can become a comping champion. So in here, we are on the XLeads dashboard. And let's break down exactly how to start comping. So to start comping, all you need to do is go to the leads tab right here and start your comping journey. So let's go out here and just pick a random property and let's do a non-disclosure state. So just in case you don't know the difference between a non-disclosure state and a disclosure state publicly on public records shows exactly how much the property sold for. You're snooping and you want to see how much your neighbor's house sold for? On public record, you can see it sold for $200,000. In Texas, Louisiana, or in a non-disclosure state, unless you actually have MLS access, you have no idea how much the property sold for if it got sold on the MLS, which makes it really difficult for sellers to figure out how much their house is worth and wholesalers because you're not a licensed agent, which I think that's part of a weird monopoly scam, but don't fret. XLeads actually has the data from the MLS so you can start comping properties. So let's go out here and start comping a random house. Let's choose Texas and figure out how to start comping. So I'm just going to choose an area. Let's just do Houston, Texas right here. And it makes it really hard to do this if you do not have a paid software to do this because where else are you going to get non-disclosure data that's actually accurate? So let's just go out here, choose a random single family property. This one's a little more expensive, but you kind of get the gist of this thing. And you might be like, why are those pictures of the property? Zach, did you go inside, break into the house and get nice pictures? And no, okay. Of course, you guys think I can do that. That is not legal. But basically the way we do this is if the property was on the MLS, it was listed on the multiple listing service, right? We actually cache all the pictures for the past 7 years and throw it here on XLeads. For example, here I can go to the listing tab and I can figure out this property was sold on the MLS May 30th, 2025. So I can see here exactly that these are pictures from 2025. Now, if I want to start comping this property, all I have to do is just press comps and all the info pops up right here on the property. It creates a perimeter where your subject property is in the middle. So if you scroll in, there's our subject property right here, nice and sexy. And we're going to scroll out here and we are going to comp in this vicinity. Now, if you want to get crazy under comps, our subject property here, it's right here, Parkway Meadows Drive. It's a 4-bedroom, 4.5. Went 3,533 square feet, and it sold for $191 a square foot in May. AVM is how much XLeads believes the property is worth, and the year built, and all the important information for XLeads on this property data set right here. Now, if you think this is too up in your face, you can go press the green tab right here and make this look bigger, the whole XLeads display, which I actually prefer. And we can go out here and you can see exactly what we're looking at here. If you want to make it less big, you can go out here and just put an 80% zoom and go out here and look at this property. So let's go out here and look for similar comps. Now, what I like to do is I'm just going to only look for 4 bedrooms since this is a 4-bedroom property. We're going to just max 4 bedrooms only. Baths, ours was 4.5 baths. So I would say anything 3 to 5 probably. Distance, 1 mile, I think is fine. Status, we can look by sold, active, and pendings. We can also look at public records, MLS, rental and leasing. I don't really care about rental and leasing unless it's a cheaper area and I'm trying to find rental comps. Square feet, our subject property is about 3,500 square feet. So I would probably, again, this is all algorithm based, probably 3,000 to 4,000. And the most important part, last sale date. So you can do the past 6 months, the past year. I kind of prefer to go past year. Some people like 6 months. If you're a realtor, maybe you need to go past 3 months. Like Houston, we can go 3 months. That's not going to be a problem. If I'm the middle of nowhere, you probably have to go a little further. Saleability score, I don't think really matters too much on the more tab. We can go out here and go by lot size, rental estimate, pool, no pool, right, with property features. I mean, we can go crazy on this stuff. But from there, we have all the data we need and we can start analyzing. So I'm looking at other 4. And what was really interesting here was we had another 4.5, which I think is actually a pretty decent comp right here. And this was 13207, literally the house next door. So we can actually go out here and open a new tab and we can actually see the property information here. So this was literally the house next door. Let's go out here and look at some photos of the property. I mean, oh, beautiful property right here. 4.5, beautifully done. Nice little finishing here. I mean, should probably use some crown molding, but I'm not getting into that. This person really likes brown. That is definitely their color. I'll call this the Charlie Brown house. But overall, looks pretty good. Look at the comps. I mean, this is as turnkey HOA as you possibly can get on a property, right? I mean, you kind of get the gist of this, right? So we go back out here, say, yes, that's a great comp. Now we can see that the average properties that I'm analyzing, 3,276 square feet, and that sold for 253 a square foot, which is by far way more than what our subject property sold for, which is fine. This is just the same neighborhood. So, I mean, I can do same neighborhood pretty easy. This was a 4.4, less square feet, good comp. Say that's a bad comp, good comp, bad comp. And you're going to get an average price per square foot sold. So if you see here, price per square foot, 219. So you can literally multiply that by your subject property. So popping up a calculator here, 219 a square foot multiplied by ours 3,553. We can get an ARV of roughly $778,000 really quick, which is pretty similar to the AVM. And it seems like it's kind of funny. It looks like property values have actually gone up in this area, not down. Now, one thing to keep in mind, in Texas, and according to Zillow, home prices are down 3% year over year. So that's why I'm so surprised that it looks like property values are actually going up in this neighborhood. But the neighborhood's looking good. I mean, that's why real estate is so market specific, but it's also like very neighborhood specific, right? In a nice area, some areas in a city might go up and some might go down. That's why comping is very important. What I think is really interesting here too is we're going off of the Houston Association of Realtors MLS. And what I think is really cool is you get days on market on here too. So you go through all this data and get all your information. So that's exactly how you start comping in like a non-disclosure state. Most of the data is going to be coming from the Houston Association of Realtors. So Houston Association of Realtors, HAR MLS is going to be very similar, pretty much the same thing. There's a lot of these cities that are like on the border. Like for example, in like Texarkana or Beaumont, like Texarkana, part of it is in Texas, part is in Arkansas. That's why it's called Texarkana. You're going to have to use both MLSs. Kansas City's like one of these big issues too, where you have to get multiple MLSs, right? I know in Florida, that's also an issue. Now, if I wanted to go out here and I wanted to do a disclosure state, for example, I'm going to choose Columbus, Georgia. I can pick this random property. It's like a pending property. I don't got too much pictures of it. Ooh, is that a blue tarp? No, that's fine. We can go out here and comp a property right here. So I can press comps. And you can see here in Columbus, we actually have some pretty good comps on this area. So our subject property here is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath that sold in 2021. It was on the market for 162 days. So 4.3, that sale price definitely is not right, but it's probably with a package of properties. Let me just see here. Sales. Yeah, this is like a construction. They bundled up a bunch of properties together on this one. I don't get in the whole thing right now. If I go here to comps, all the comps pop up right here. And so this subject property, again, people have been asking, like, can you put the property like in the middle? Like we actually just did this. And by the way, I do want to explain this, guys. If you are like sick of dark mode, I will go on a little tangent. Do you see the little ... right here on the left side? You can literally press that button right here. You can just press the night and go to light. And now you're in light mode and not dark mode. So if you're not a fan of the dark mode, you can definitely go change it right here. I personally prefer dark mode. I think dark mode's actually pretty sick. It's slick. Everything matches perfectly. I think it's really cool. But overall, if you want light mode, you can literally go out here and go to light mode. So go right here, light mode, and let's go back to that property and go here, go to comps, our subject comped properties right here. So it looks like we got a lot of them right here. So if ours is a 4.3, 1,968 a square foot, we can look at our other ones. And if you want to comp really quick, like, I mean, you can literally zoom in, see your area. These are actually pretty decently in the area. Last sale date was last 6 months. So let's go see what other ones are going for. So this is a 4.2, any 4.3s. Looks like there's not many 4.3s. And so 4.2s with similar square foot, that might work. You literally look at this one. Let's go out here, press it, get a new tab. Look at the pictures. It looks like we have no photos on this property. We can go get the satellite view
Interesting. Go out here and just look up the property manually because it looks like it did not sell on the MLS, but looks like less quality, but I mean, still the same thing here. Looks pretty good. Maybe we'll add that on there. Too much there, too much there. I mean, too much square feet. That one's a 3-bedroom, no. 4.2, that's pretty similar. Now we have an average square foot about $95 a square foot. Looks like my sale price is decent, 170. AVMs are at 150, and about 1,800 is the average one that I'm choosing. So roughly, if I want to multiply this 95 by our subject property, 1,968, we get an average ARV of roughly $186,960. From here, built in 1923. It looks like the year builts are pretty decent here. And the AVM is 176, and I got about 186. So maybe mine's a tad higher than it should be, but I mean, I literally comped this really, really quick. And again, a lot of people like listen to my YouTube videos and they're like, Zach, you talk about how quickly you comp properties in 30, 40, 60 seconds. And you know, my whole theory on this is you just lowball the snot out of people and you should be good. You shouldn't be spending that much time comping. But for example, here, again, this isn't Zach Ginn, the real estate wholesaling and real estate investing coach. This is just Zach Ginn, the CEO of XLeads. I will tell you from my personal experience, Zach Ginn, the real estate investor, when I comp a property just to wholesale it and try to make $40,000, I boom, 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 done, like make the offer real quick. But if I'm actually going to like buy the property myself and we actually have to put our own funds, like I'm putting $180,000 of my own funds to buy this, renovate it, put it back on the market, right? I'm probably going to spend 5, 10, 15 minutes comping the property. So just FYI, when you're wholesaling and the risk is like nothing, like go crazy, right? But when you're putting all your money, doing all your risk, I definitely spend some time on this, especially if I'm evaluating this is going to be a good rental property for me. That's why I love XLeads so much, because you could literally go to status and look at rental comps in the area, which is pretty cool. Now, the other thing I like to do is on the bottom right-hand corner, you can actually download a comp report and it generates it right there for you. Right here, which is a comparable sales report. And you have your subject property right here. It shows you, it's kind of like a CMA report like a realtor does. Hopefully everyone dumps the MLS and just only uses XLeads, but maybe one day. But our subject property is right here. It shows the lot line right here, which is pretty cool. Estimated value, what it last sold for. Remember, this was a bundle of properties, so don't look at that too much. Any open loans on the property. Dude, can you imagine if like MLS listings had open loans? I don't get into that. It's pretty sick. And then from there, you get your comparable averages. What we're finding, average sales price is 170 from comparables. Average 99,000. 4.2s is the average. Price per square foot of the comps I'm showing is about 94,000. Lot size, year built, stuff like that. And then I show my 4 subject comping. I have my subject properties that I was comping. It shows all the details. If it's more square feet, less square feet, it's pretty cool. This is pretty decent to send to a cash buyer. To be honest, for most cash buyers, if you are wholesaling, they don't care. They are going to comp the property themselves. And we have a ton of like rental guys and fix and flippers getting XLeads. So they're probably using XLeads. But this is probably the best thing you can possibly do if you're comping the reports here. Now, if you're somebody who wants to go out here and use AI to comp for you, let's just do a random property right here, like this right here. You don't really need to go too crazy with comping. All you're gonna do is press Deal Ninja AI, press Generate Property Assessment for your strategy. So if this is a wholesale, generate it. And the AI is gonna analyze the property and roughly give you where your offer should be on the property here. Let it analyze it for a second. And it's telling you right here that, hey, FYI, this thing recently just sold. It's got very low equity and it's not a hidden wholesale opportunity. And if it needs light repairs, offer 148. And if it's medium, offer 140, heavy's 129. And let's see how much the thing sold for. It's really cool as XLeads gives you before and after photos if they were both on the MLS, which is pretty cool. But we're in transactions. This thing sold for 195. So that's probably what the AI is analyzing right there. So if it sold for 195 and you locked it up for 140 with like not many repairs, you could probably put it back on the market for 190, probably make 10, 20 grand on a wholesale deal. And obviously that should be roughly your MAO should be on here. So that's exactly how you start comping your properties using XLeads, the ultimate all-in-one wholesale. Please, 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 please let me know. Okay. But how this works is, let's just make this black to make it easier. There we go. Once you go to your contacts tab, this is where all the data is stored, right? All the data is going to be stored in the contacts tab. All right. Think about this. It's like a car in the garage. Now you want to do something to contacts. So the contacts has all these info, right? There is your, let's say your drawing for dollars list is going to be in here. There's going to be hot leads, right? Remember, I'm going to probably get in a lot of trouble for saying this, but Yeah, I'm probably going to get in a lot of trouble for saying this, but I don't really care. Probably not good to say, but I'll just say this. Okay. On your phone, by the way, I'm married. I love my wife. She's the best. But I'm just using this as an analogy. Okay. Here's your phone. In your phone, there are contacts in there, right? You have, the pizza guy, you have your shoddy, you have, your side chick, you got, you got your roster, and like you got your mom in here, you got your best buddies, you got your girls that you're talking to. Let's say you don't have a boyfriend, girlfriend, you got all these chicks on, you're just hitting your phone all the time, but you got your mom. It's like you got all of these people in your contacts. How do you sort through them? Well, on your contacts, it's hard, right? You got to remember everyone's name. You got to remember Sheila. You got to remember Kimberly, right? You got to remember all these chicks, and then you got to remember your best friend's names. That's a lot to understand. I'm just trying to be funny, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to make this fun. But you have all these different people in your contacts, right? Well, in your phone, it's actually kind of confusing. Okay, it's actually kind of confusing. But inside of XLeads, it's actually pretty simple. You have hot leads, you have drawing for dollars leads, you have all these different leads in your contacts tab. Now, what's really cool here is you sort this. Maybe you have your AI list you just pulled, right? Well, and maybe you have a cash buyer list, right? It's just literally a data set of all these contacts. Now, what I like to do is there's a little tab called filtering, which I'll show you. You can literally filter, and you can filter by tags. So I want to make this very clear. Tags are by far the most important thing I can teach you about contacts, because tags is how you just tag things. Like, for example, I'm going to tag, when I import my driving for dollars list, I'm going to tag it driving for dollars. When I import leads, I'm going to import it as a hot lead. My AI list, remember, I literally tagged it AI list, and I also tagged it Escambia. Tag cash buyer, right? Now, the best way to describe this is you're putting your contacts is like your attic, right? It's your garage. And what you have is you have a box, and you put the box in the garage. Now, how do you know what's in the box? We just have a garage full. When you import a list, it's going to say, do you want to tag this list? You want to tag it whatever you can tag it whatever you want, right? You can tag it drawing for dollars. You can tag it hot leads, AI lists, cash buyer. So when we go back here, and let's just go to XLeads. So let's say I want to go out here and I want to take this list and put it in the contacts tab. I'm going to press export to contacts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add custom tags. I'm going to tag the property AI list. I'm going to tag it Escambia County. I'm going to tag it probably Escambia AI list. I might tag it July 2026 marketing campaign for Florida. I don't know. I might tag it July 2026. I can tag whatever I want. More the merrier, probably. To be fair, more the merrier. Now, let's add one extra layer to this. All right. And this is where things get a little crazy, but it's actually it makes the most sense. Okay, I'll be honest with you. It makes the most sense. Now, there's an extra type of tagging, and these are what I call action tags. So the tags that I've been describing are basically called the label tag, right? This is a special little label you put on the set so you know what it is. Okay, trying for dollars tag, I know what this list is. I can filter 10,000 properties, and I filter by the drawing for dollars tab, and now I know what it is. Now there's an extra type of tag called what I call action tags. Okay, this is where automations come into play. Now this is a little confusing if you don't know what it is, but it's actually probably a lifesaver once you learn it. Now, here's the thing how XLeads works. It's a little confusing in the beginning because there's so much going on, but once you learn it, you're like, I can't use every other software is basic. Like, for example, your data lists, right? I can't cold call with a data software. I can't text blast, but you can literally do it all from the software. So you can't e-sign. So for example, if I want to, for example, I have a hot lead and I want to e-sign it. right? Let's say, for example, I have a hot lead in my contacts tab, 123 Main Avenue, 123 Main Avenue, right? I can go into contacts, I can search 123 Main Avenue, and I can tag it eSign, okay? So there's a tag inside of XLeads, which is already pre-done for you. It's called eSign. Okay, does that make sense? It's literally called, I'm not joking. I'm gonna zoom this in so it makes sense. It's called eSign. That is what the tag's name is. Can anybody in here guess what tag eSign means? Tag eSign. So if you tag a property eSign, it's going to be sent to be eSigned. You fill in the data, you get it eSigned. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's called an action tag. Let me show you some action tags that we have inside of XLeads. Let's go from some of my favorite ones, all right? So probably one of my favorite ones is going to be Power Dialer. So we have one, it's called Power Dialer. I'm actually just going to write it out, make it a little easier, okay? So number one, we have Power Dialer, one word, Power Dialer. And so when you tag a property or a list, Power Dialer, it's going to be sent to go in the auto dialer. Makes sense, right? If I tag a property, SMS Blaster, what do you guys think it's going to do? It's going to be sent an SMS campaign. If I tag a property, triple tap, guess what? It's going to hit with our triple tap system. It's going to be hit with the dialer, and then it's going to be hit with an SMS, and then hit with an email, right? So like you have all these type of like things that you can do from it, right? That's what a power dialer, okay? That's exactly what it is, all right? Simple, simple, simple. Now there's all these different type of ones, and honestly, like we can get into all of them tonight, I mean today, but like there's all these different type of ones. Now the one I think we should just get started on, and this is just like the version guides, let's talk about Power Dialer and SMS Blaster, all right? So for example, this list, actually wait, this list right here, this is the AI list. Remember this AI list I was talking to you guys about? All right. If I want to go out here and I want to cold call this list, all I need to do is just do Power Dialer. Boom. Now that Power Dialer is enabled, all right, now that Power Dialer is enabled, all I have to do is press Export to Contacts tab. Boom! Guess what happened? Now that list is going to be set to be cold called by me. Pretty cool, right? That's how simple it is to use the software. I see some other people have like GoHelp with their accounts. They don't have the budget to go make an app inside of GoHelp to do all this stuff, and so it's literally all done for you. If I want, for example, to text blast a list, let me actually just show you. Now, in the data side, there's a really, really, really cool little thing right here, which I'll show you. Let me just refresh my screen. There we go. So there's a little thing right here called the Imports tab right here. So let me go out here and show you, called the Import tab. So let's say, for example, I go out here and I pull a list of, let's say, my local code violations, right? So I get a list of my local code violations. It's the property address, the city, state, and zip code. It's just going to import it right there easily for you. Now, unfortunately, with how a lot of government lists work, is a lot of these government lists sometimes might only have street address. What's really cool is XLeads is by far the only wholesaling software that lets you import street address only records, because I'm a real wholesaler, and I guess I'm the only real wholesaler that owns a software company at this point for wholesaling. But if you have like a code violation list and it's only, the code violations in that specific area. So this is like Atlanta, for example, right? Let's say you have a list of like pre-foreclosures in Atlanta and they only give you the street address. Press override mapping, press use one's default location. We are going to import by property address, and we're going to do like Fulton County. Okay? Fulton County, Georgia. So what it's going to do, all right, is it's going to look at all the property addresses and try to match it with the property address in our system in Fulton County, Georgia. You can do it by city, you can do it by zip code, whatever you want. And then you can press import. And then on top of that too, you can actually tag the property. And this is like a tag just for the data set. So you could literally just say this is going to be a pre-foreclosure list, Fulton County. All right, let it import. It found everything except for one match, which I don't think is a big deal. You can also download the results and found the ones that didn't import. But literally just go to show properties. Let me just get rid of this one. All right, so here are all the 23 properties right here. Now I can take this list and obviously select all and create it as a list, and then I can export the list, bring it to contacts. I can even stack the data with other sets I have. So let's say, you know, the Fulton County list, does this match with my other probate list? If I put all, none of them match, right? But if I want to stack, for example, my lien list with my code violation list, there's 4 stacks that already happen, right? It shows up, code violation, fire damage, and it's a lien list. What's cool is you can import all your government lists inside of the data platform, and it finds the stacks for you, which is really cool too. Now what's cool is if, let's say I want to just, let's do those Fulton County pre-foreclosures. I want to find which one of these are behind in taxes. So I'm just going to press delinquent tax activity on the government list that I imported. And now this is enhanced data. So this person's behind on the property taxes and it's a pre-foreclosure. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, whoa, whoa, whoa is right. Pretty gangster. And so you can literally do it all from here, which is really cool. And then all the data sets right there. So that's how you import a list. Now let's say I want to take this list, and remember, I have to clear out this data too. So we're just going to clear this list. So this list, this is a specialty list of all the pre-foreclosures that I pulled from the county. And then I said, okay, which one of these are behind on the property taxes? Now I'm going to select all, and let's just say I want to text blast this list. So I'm going to press export to contacts tab. I'm just going to put SMS blaster and then export to contacts. And now it's going to be SMS blast. And now I should have tagged it to something, but whatever. And now it's set to be texted. Now, how do I now go from here and access the other tabs? Well, I can't show on YouTube the contacts tab. So what I'm going to show is I'm going to just have you, if you have an XLeads account, click contacts, and I'm just going to try to show you without showing you. So if you press on contacts right here, this is what your contacts tab looks like. There's name, there's phone number, there's email, there's all these things. There's your tags on the right-hand corner right here. And what's cool is there's a little tab right here. Press manage fields. And right here in manage fields, which I can actually show this part right here. So I'll show you this part. You could start filtering by name. So you can find, you know, phones, emails, and you can filter by contact, and you can filter by all this other data, which is really cool. But what's really cool in the custom field section is you can add your own custom fields on here too, which is really cool. But the real big one for most people is going to be, man, hold on. There we go. So if you see it all, the XLeads version 4 dashboard is going to come here. It's going to pop up right here for you. And so the next part that you need to do here, and this is very important, is that's how the texting works. That is how the calling works. Now, on the next part here is going to be the automations tab. Now, how the automations work is, let's break down how, let's just do a basic, like, this is exactly how the SMS is going to work. So how the SMS works is you have all your automations right inside of here. So if, for example, I press SMS right here, and I go here to like Text Blaster, how again this works and how pretty much all automations work. So again, this is kind of the automations tab. So how an automation works and how basically the automations tab works right here. West something. Here's a property in Texas, right? So I popped up at just a random address. Now right here is going to give the leads information or tab. So for example, I can go out here. If I chose Orange County, right, I can go out here and choose any property. I can put a property right here on the search tab. But if I click on a property like this one right here, I'm going to have all the details I want on the property. It's giving me the wholesale score, what's the equity, we already SkyDrive the list, and it's going to go out here and give me all the details I want on this property. The construction, the owner on record, any taxes, the estimated value, the AVM, right, the estimated value of the property, any loans, transaction history, and all this data. Now what's really cool is if I want to fit their skip trace, I want to go get their skip tracing, I can literally just go out here to contacts, and the owner's information pops up right here. So this is their contact one, this is their phone number, and then their email and all their specific data. Now they also have other data for them, their phone number 2, phone number 3, and phone number 4. So the skip tracing is right here. Now, if you want to go comp the property, you can just press comps and you can go out here and get comparables of the property. So if you zoom in here, your subject property is going to be right here. And if you just want to stay in the leads tab, you can press this little green arrow right here, which will make this bigger for you. And you go out here and analyze it, right? We have our property right here. We have comparables. We can go compare it to the Stellar MLS, which is the Orlando's MLS system. So maybe I like this comp. Remember, this is a 3.2 with a 3.1. I like this as a 3.1. This 4.2 is not a good comp. And I can manually go out here and comp properties and create my own price per square foot. And then when I take all the comps that I like, I can go out here and make my own reports. So maybe I want to divide the bath and bedroom. So only do 2 bedrooms as a minimum. I only want to do, let's say, half a mile distance. I only want to go after properties that are these statuses. I can go by square footage, the last sale dates. I can go to more tab and I can only go after these type of sold comps. I can go by lot size. I can do the whole thing. I can even do by pools, no pools. I got all the data at my fingertips. And I can press download and make my own comp report. And right here, I can have my own XLeads comparable sales report, which I have the property right here. And I have the comparables and the comps list I give to a buyer or a partner or whatever I want. Now the skip trace is complete here. I can press download right here. And now I have my data set. Now, before we get to the leads tab, some people love the dark mode and some people absolutely hate it and they want to get like a light mode. So if you don't like the dark mode here, you can press the dash right here. You can press the moon and go to light mode. And now you have a crazy bright light mode here. And you can go use it in a different light, which is just pun intended, pretty cool right here, right? Comps, all that stuff, contacts, skip tracing, all that stuff right here. Now there's some more on here. Remember, this is more for a beginner tutorial, right? If you're getting started, but you can go out here and parcel overlay based off of sale prices and buyer activity. You can even use our signal flip by zip code and figure out what zip codes are flippers really going after right now. And all this data sets. We've got more advanced tutorials for you if you want that. Now let's say this AI list, I absolutely love it. Now I want to start cold calling this list. How in the world do I start cold calling? Well, what you're going to do again is you're going to export the data set. So we already took the list. We pressed export. We want to make sure lead trace is included on that. Go to exports right here, download it. And what we're going to do is we're going to import it back into the CRM section, right? We have the go high level portion. We have the data portion. For compliance reasons, we can't connect the data with the CRM. So we're going to export the data set and we're going to put it into our contacts. Now it's very important we understand that for all the data that we have, we'll go export that data set from the XLeads leads tab and we go port into the contacts tab. The reason we port it into the contacts tab is this is going to be our master data list. So for example, if we go export a driving for dollars list in 2025, which was last year, and now we drove for dollars in 2026, and we export the same list, with XLeads, the skip tracing might be different. So if we have a property 105 Main Avenue, and I already pulled that data set in 2025, and I put it into contacts, the phone numbers listed might be different because we couldn't get a hold of them. We export it in 2026, we skip trace it, and that master data list is then going to go out there and update the contact data. Maybe on this property, it was a 3-bedroom, now it's going to be a 4-bedroom. So the contacts tab is where we store all of our data. The cool part is when you store all the data, when you take that list, you can go tag the property, which we can go out here and create automations, which I'll show you how that works. So we exported this data set, we're going to go put it into contacts right here. And we're going to import this list into the master data set for the CRM. Now it's very important to show and to explain that contacts is not the same as your actual leads, like your seller leads. Like, hey, this is a guy that says, yes, I want to sell. You see, when I say CRM, right, they are not the same. They are completely separate. See, you're going to find people that say, hey, I actually want to sell. I'm a hot lead. Come over to my house. Give me a cash offer. You shouldn't be contacts and seller leads. They should be completely separate, right? Remember, the contacts tab is just the raw data set. And then the leads is actually how you really use it for a true CRM. Your contacts, you can have hundreds of thousands of leads, and the amount of, you might have 500 leads in total, maybe 1,000 leads if you're nuts. So it's very important to understand that these are separate. And the way they're separated is in the deal board and the contacts tab. So let's go out here and import a list. So I'm going to press import, and we're going to import this data set, and we are going to call it, for example, here. What we're going to do is we are going to press contacts. We're going to go to next. We're going to upload our data set of those 3,500 properties right here. We're going to press create and update contacts so it makes no duplicates. That's why we have that master sheet. We don't want multiple duplicates in here. So if I upload this list and already have it in the queue to be texted or to be called, it's not going to re-upload it and reduplicate that text, because trust me, your sellers are going to be really mad at you for that. You're going to press next. We're going to map the fields. So let's map it together. First name, last name, recipient address is mailing address, so we can skip that. Property address is right here. That is going to be associated with street address. Property city is going to be city. State is going to be state. Postal code is going to be postal code. All this data we don't really need right now. Contact one name, that's important. So we're going to put that under name. Their phone number is going to be right here. So let's just do phone number. So phone. Email one's going to be email. Contact one's going to be under additional phones. And additional email is going to be additional email. Now the rest of the info we don't really need right now. So let's not import the rest of the data set. Go to next. And from there, it's saying, okay, well, you're importing this data set. And pretty much what it's saying is, hey, dummy, what do you want to do with this list? Like, you're importing it for a reason. What do you want to do with this list of properties? So you got to remember, you're importing this list, right? You're going out here and you're importing this list of leads into the CRM, XLeads basically, right? XLeads CRM for a specific reason. To go get a wholesaling deal. That's the literal point. So what are we going to do with this data set that's just sitting here? What are you going to do with this data? Well, either you're going to, and again, this is Zach getting the wholesaling coach, I guess. You're either going to call them. You're either going to go out here and text them, right? You might go out here and put a sticky note on their door. I don't know what you want to do, but you're going to do something. And for the majority of you, probably 90% of you, you're probably going to want to either call or text these people. Now, how do we tell the XLeads CRM to go out here and text somebody? How do I tell the XLeads CRM, hey, put them in the call queue so we can go out here and call these people? Well, we do this and we tell the CRM what to do by tagging it. Now, the way I describe tagging inside of XLeads is I call it a magical box. So think about a box like this. What we do is we have this regular box and we put something in the box. We put these data, right? We put data. So make sure they look like marbles, for example, right? Each little marble in here is a property with their contact info, their skip tracing, you know, all the info about the house, the owner's name, all that stuff, right? We import, let's say, that XLeads AI list into this little box. Now, what we do is we close the box and then we go slap a tag on that. We slap a little tag. So I might tag it dialer. So I might tag it call. And automatically it's a magic tag. I slap a thing on that box and it says call, text. And what's cool is we have these things called automations, which are basically if and statements, which basically means that if I go out here and tag a box call, automatically it gets thrown into the dialer. If I tag it text, which I can tag it call and text also in the same box, it'll magically go out here and we'll start texting these sellers. I can go tag it that, hey, this is an AI list. If I don't have any automations, it's literally just going to do nothing. It's just for decorative purposes, so I know it's an AI list. But there are certain tags that do certain things. Now, again, some tags actually have physical automations, some don't. And you can customize and make this as crazy advanced as possible. You can tag the word hot dog and make it text people 17 times a day. I mean, you can literally do whatever you want. But if you're a beginner, it's already automatically done for you. That's why so many people struggle to go high level sometimes, because you have to do all these automations and it's a lot of work and it's very complicated. It's already all done for you here. So for a very simple example here, we are going to tag this list. We're going to add a tag and we're going to tag it. There's so many of these tags on here already. I know it might be confusing. There's tags like AI follow-up, SMS bot, dispo, double tap. Again, there's a lot of these tutorials. I would just search XLeads tags and automation. We share all that stuff too. But to make it really simple, we're just going to tag this power dialer right here, one word power dialer. And it's going to be set up for us to just call this list on our dialer. If I want to text these leads, I can also just add SMS and just put it under SMS Blaster, and all these leads are going to be started to be texted out. Now, it's important to explain this here. If you are currently on our 14-day free trial, now I do take trials and I don't have trials, and sometimes we have trials or not. If you're watching this and we currently are in a trial phase, it will cost money to call and text people. I'm just letting you know transparently. There is a cost to call and text that isn't included with your $97 subscription. So if you don't want to be charged during your free trial or you don't want to be charged at all, don't call or don't text people. The current pricing in this video is if you text a list of, let's say, 3,000 people, it's going to approximately cost you about 30 bucks, which is 1 penny per text. If you want to call, it's basically contacts with one click. No more mapping, no more going into contacts and trying to figure out how the mapping works or tagging. The importing and exporting on XLeads has finally been solved. Guys, what is going on? Zach Ginn here, and I'm excited to announce that the exporting and importing, when it comes to exporting your leads tab and importing in the contacts tab, it's a thing of no more. It's all done for you here. So we're breaking this all down today on how to use this new tool and really what this means for you and how it makes XLeads so much easier to use. So as you guys probably know, XLeads is a combination of our Go High Level built on platform. It's a combination of our CRM that is built on Go High Level with our leads tab. And now we've been able to marry them even closer together where you can just click a button after you export a list and throw it right into your contacts without really doing any work at all. Now, if you've been an XLeads user for a little bit, you know that you have to export and import and map the properties, which frankly can be a pain in the butt. We have it done all for you right now. So let's get into it and let's break it all down. So how it works is you have your regular XLeads tab right here. So what we're going to do is go to your leads tab right here, and you are going to either import a list. You're going to go out here and custom build your own list. So if you want to go out here and do Columbus, Ohio, you can go out here and choose your list, which is really cool. And you can go out here and filter like any other data, right? And just do vacant properties, build your own list how you want, or import a list that you want here. And you can go import a data file, right? But let's go out here and just pull our own small list. So let's click vacant properties. Let's add zombie on here just so it's a small little list. And we got 47 properties. Fine, right? We can filter it even harder here. Max value 400,000, single family only properties, ownership length 4 years minimum. We can put 70% equity, right? We can filter this data set out to like, let's call it 14 properties. Now we're going to see the results here and we're going to add this to our existing list. So call it our Ohio list, whatever you want to call it, right? Go out here and create your list. It's going to be right here. Now, traditionally to go skip trace this list and put it into the contacts tab so we can call and text these leads, we'd have to go out here, press export, add lead trace, add the data, get it downloaded on our computer, and then thrown and sent into the contacts tab. Now that's a pain in the butt. So what we have now is our export to contacts section. So we put export to the Ninja CRM. We're going to change it to export to the contacts section. If you click this button right here, what it's going to do is you're going to connect your Go High Level XLeads account to your already leads account inside of XLeads. So you're going to connect your Ninja CRM right here. Just press that. You're going to be put in through our lead connector. So you're going to log into the CRM one more time, which is going to be our info right here. We're going to log in, get our support code. We re-logged in and connected our account. So right here, we're going to install our XLeads connector app. So this is a Go High Level app that XLeads now has. And we're going to press next, connect it to our sub account, which is right here. And now, boom, it's all connected. So that means now the CRM built on Go High Level is now connected to the leads tab. And this is pretty cool, which means they're connected now. So all we have to do is just add a custom tag and we can put it into the contacts. Now there are two main custom tags that you can have here on XLeads. One is just the simple power dialer. So you can just do power dialer. One is also SMS blaster and automatically has automations. As you know, if you go to XLeads right here, you go to your automations. If you want to go cold call somebody, you go into the automations, go to power dialer, and you can go right here and press contact tab. And you know that the tag power dialer will actually go out here and add it to the dialer. You also know for texting on the automations tab, if I go to SMS on SMS bulk trip blaster, that the tag SMS blaster will go out here and blast it out. So those are the two main tags if you want to call or text on this list. Now you can also custom tag it. So I'm going to put SMS blaster on here for this list. And I'm also going to add my April 2026 marketing right here, right? And I'm going to put my Ohio zombie properties list, just as many tags as I want on here. Then I'm going to press export to Ninja CRM. It's going to export all the necessary data into the contacts tab. So we go into contacts and we can see that they are going to be all right here. So I have some filters on. So let me clear all my advanced filters out of here, and all the properties that we imported pop up right here, all 14. Now it's tagged April 2026. We can click on one of these addresses. We see the phone numbers on here, the additional phone numbers, and all the information. The contact source is a lead pipes export to, and all the necessary data on the property pops up right here. Now there's only one caveat on here that I need to mention, that all the leads that you import from the leads into contacts is going to be on do not disturb, which means you're not going to be able to call or text these leads automatically when you import it in. The reason is pretty clear. I did this on purpose. So basically, when you import the list, you need to manually turn it off on D&D if these people have opted in, or you're allowed to go out here and reach out to them. So if you want to go out here and call these people, what you're going to have to do is create your own automation, which is really simple to do, and take them off the D&D list if you're doing 5, 10,000 at a time. If these people have not opted in legally, I must tell you that keep them on D&D. But it's really up to you what you want to do. You're more than happy. We just provide the data and we have the software here. If you decide you want to go call these people, it's up to you to do whatever you want. Again, this is just a CRM. It's just a tool. I'm assuming these people are opted in. It's up to you to opt these people in yourself, or if they haven't opted in, you can do whatever you want from there.
If you look here on the workflow automations, I made a brand new remove DND automation here, which will make your life so much better. So pretty much, again, this is up to you to make. I'm not going to make this for you. This is only for you to remove the DNDs for yourself, or if you choose to. But if you press remove DND right here, this is an automation I made where pretty much when the contact gets created, you'll enable or disable the DND for all channels. And so pretty much when you import it in, it'll work. If you trigger the automation, it'll work. So if you want to make this absolutely from scratch, you can press create a workflow, start from scratch. And what we're going to do here is you are going to remove DND, and we're just going to make this a test one. And all you do is add a trigger, and we are going to put contact created, and we'll select contact type equals customer lead, and you're there. So right when the contact is a lead, you can throw it in there. But honestly, for me, I like to just have no filters on there. So let's reset this really quick. So added trigger, contact created, save the trigger. And what we're going to do is just disable DND right there. So if you want to go back and go out here and select action, search DND, enable disable DND, outbound DND, disable DND for all channels, and you save that action, you publish it, you save it, and now you can manually remove the DND by yourself. So pretty much how this is going to work is if you go into contacts right here, they're all going to have, when you're imported from the leads tab into here, they're all going to have DND enabled because we don't know if they are opted in or not. You need to do it yourself. So if it says DND all channels, these are all obviously not opted in. What you can do is you can decide if you want select all and trigger an automation, call it, your test, and you can do remove DND, put it right there, add to automation. Let's just do the one to test it out, see if that works. Press add all the automations, give it a second, and boom, right there, they all got removed really quick. And then from there, the DND will be removed from all these properties, and you can call and text them, add a tag SMS if you want, and they'll be able to be SMS'd right there. So you can go here, add these tags, add the SMS blaster tag, whatever you want to do with these said properties. So guys, that is how easy it is to go out here and start using these automations of exporting the tab of XLeads. And in today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you exactly how automations work inside of XLeads and how you can use the already pre-built automations, how you can customize your own automations, and really understand how automations work for using XLeads, the ultimate wholesaling real estate platform. Now, I want to make this very, very clear. Automations might seem very confusing and very daunting. It's honestly what you make it. You can make an automation for the smallest little things, and you can make an automation for the most advanced things out here. It's really like Legos. You can build a Lego like crazy, or you can make your own little play set with Legos and go nuts with it. So the first thing we got to answer is, what is an automation? Well, an automation is the process of using technology to do a repetitive task. So pretty much what this means is if you want to figure out what your MAO is, you can make an automation in XLeads to go take the value that you inserted on the property and then multiply it by a certain figure to figure out what an MAO is on the house. You can also use an automation to add certain leads to a dialer or take it off the dialer. So let's go out here and talk about the already pre-built automations and what they do and how you can activate them inside of XLeads, and talk about how we can make our own custom automations. So right here, we are inside of XLeads, and all you need to do is go to the little automation tab right here, and you could start using the automations. So if I click it right here, we are in front of the automations, and there's a lot of folders here. So there's a little bit of explaining here. Don't get too stressed out here. I promise you it's not that complicated. There are automations here for acquisitions, cold calling, dispositions, emails, JVs, on-market wholesaling, PPL, SMS, and some other unfoldered automations right here. Now, these are some test ones.
I'm actually going to delete them right now so we don't confuse anybody. Right there. You see all these little automations we created right here. So let's talk about the most simplest automations we already have pre-built for you that's actually active in your own account. So the first one, if you scroll down to SMS, this one's actually going to be the easiest automation. If we click here and just look at our SMS drop no answer, that is probably the easiest automation, the simplest one. So let's go out here. Let's go back. We're going to press automation. We're going to go to the SMS folder, and then we're going to go to the SMS drop no answer. Now, if you click that, it's going to pop in the automation screen. It looks like a blueprint, like you're working on something. And the best way I like to describe how these automations work is you pretty much tell the software, when this happens, do this. So if it's like an if and statement. So if somebody does this, I want you, XLeads, to go do this thing, which is actually really cool. Most CRMs you can't make custom automations with, and you'd have to go use Zapier, which is really cool. It's just going to be hundreds of dollars a month of just automation tools, and then you have to custom code it yourself. Well, super confusing. This is really simple and easy. So this is our SMS drop no answer automation. And the cool part is if you don't like this automation, you can just get rid of it or put it into a draft and it won't be active. So what does this automation do? Is if somebody tries to call me on my XLeads number and I don't answer, what it's going to do is it's going to automatically text you this message that says, hey, Zach, I want to buy 123 Main Avenue for all cash. Can I give you an offer? Now, I might be like, Zach, that's actually really bad for a lead. Why is that bad? Well, an automation is the process of using technology to do a repetitive task. So pretty much what this automation is when you're cold calling motivated sellers and the person doesn't answer, we're automatically going to drop a text in their phone. And so let's say we're cold calling 10 property owners and 8 of them answer and then 2 don't answer. Well, if we click no answer on the call result for the dialer that we have, the XLeads auto dialer, it's automatically going to send a text to the person that says, hey, John, I want to buy 123 Main Avenue for all cash. Can I give you an offer? You might be like, Zach, what's the point of this automation? Well, the entire point of this automation is if you're calling 100 people and only 40 answer, what are you going to do with those 60 people? Just let them sit? How are you going to remember how many of those people answered or didn't answer? Well, this automatically does it for you, right? The 40 that answer, you cold call them, and the 60, you drop a text right there. So you're reaching out to every single person on that list. That's why XLeads has the advantage. So let's go kind of look at how this automation works. Now, the good news for you is it's actually already set up. So call details is right here. And pretty much what it is it's a little more of a Lego blocks. You have it all set up, but pretty much what it means is if you have a call status and that call direction is outgoing, so we're actually reaching out to somebody, and if that call status turns out to be a no answer, it's automatically going to drop this SMS template right here. Now I go out here, I can change it. I can change it whatever I want, change the attachment, test the phone number. I have AI write the script for me and put in any of my templates here, and I can look up all these stats. So pretty much again, if I'm calling somebody and they don't answer, it's automatically going to drop a text. Now I have made a lot of these automations already pre-built inside of XLeads, so you don't have to worry about it. I will tell you that I would probably put this in the advanced category, you making your own automations, but we have a lot of smart people who use XLeads and make their own custom automations. And I promise you, it's actually not that difficult to learn. Here's the cool thing. XLeads automations are built on top of Go High Level. So again, everybody knows XLeads has the leads tab, and then there is the Go High Level part, which is the CRM part, which is our own custom CRM we built on top of Go High Level. So this pretty much means every AI on the planet is already trained off of how automations inside of Go High Level works. Now again, you might be like, well, Zach, why don't I just get Go High Level instead? You can do that. When you get Go High Level, there's no automations already done. When you use XLeads, you already get the Go High Level CRM with our pre-built automations, and you get the 25,000 skip trace records, the AI drive for dollars, the comping, the tools, and all this awesome stuff. Now, let's say, for example, you're like, Zach, how do I make this own automation? I'm so confused. I want to start learning. You can literally go to YouTube and look up Go High Level Automation, and there's a million videos of how automations work. But honestly, you shouldn't even be worrying about that right now. I would go to ChatGPT and literally just throw it on here. Say, I want to make an automation, and let's actually just pretend we're going to make our own automation. I want to make an automation when somebody calls me on XLeads, which is built on top of Go High Level. And by the way, XLeads is $97 a month. Go High Level is $97 a month, and they both have CRMs that are built on Go High Level. Go High Level is like their own thing. Ours is Go High Level, and then we built and customized it ourselves, and then with the leads and all that stuff. But basically, I want to make an automation where somebody calls me on my XLeads phone number, which is built on top of Go High Level, I automatically send them a text that says, all right, I'm just going to say, sorry, I couldn't get to the phone. I'll call you back ASAP. Something like that, right? So if someone calls us, we don't answer it, right? We're sleeping. I'll say, hey, to give them a text, sorry, I couldn't get to the phone. I'll call you back as soon as possible. Pretty easy. How in the world do you do that automation? Well, you can ask ChatGPT and it'll say, hey, well, with this system, this is what you should do. So this is the coolest part about AI. So it's called a missed call text back workflow. And what's really cool about it is the ChatGPT is trained really well to go high level. It'll tell you should go to settings, business profile, missed turn back on. And it's already automatically telling you don't even need a workflow. But if you want more control, you go to create a new workflow, add a trigger call status, set filters to this, and do it like that, which is pretty cool. Now, maybe like, well, Zach, can somebody do it for me? Technically, yeah. So let's actually go to copy. Let's go actually out here to our workflows, and let's actually just build a new one. So I can create a workflow right here, build with AI, and literally I'm just going to paste. I want to make an automation that does this, right? Literally what I told the AI. And let's press go. Now this AI, again, I love how the AI automation workflow builder works. It's like ChatGPT. I don't think it's as good as you doing it yourself or as good as ChatGPT, but the reason I'm showing this really quick is I believe in the next year or two, this will actually be better than ChatGPT. So let's go out here and use the AI assist and create this automation. So I have a question. Make sure I built the right, then should the automation send the apology text? Is it for an incoming call or only missed or unanswered call? Any incoming call as soon as my number receives a call. I would say only if the call is missed. So it's asking us questions. It's literally creating the workflow for us. Now, this is actually insane. So really anything you want to think of. And so if you want to say, hey, if a property's in Texas, it should be a different text than if it's in Florida, which is kind of funny. Now it's going out here and creating the automation for you. And really what's really cool here is it literally just created the automation right there. Think about like XLeads and it did all the stuff for you, which is insanity to me. So everyone that says that, you know, automations are confusing, our AI assistant will literally build the automations for you. So think about whatever you want to do in your mind, we can do. Now, again, this is partly building, and maybe I get the ADHD from my dad. I don't know, but this is really exciting for me, and I just want to talk about it all day. But this is pretty cool. Okay, what are the pre-built automations we currently have? Well, for acquisitions, we have a ton. I don't want to get in the whole thing, but a lot of the automations deal with the deal board and inbound and outbound. So we have an AI qualified seller to deal board. We have automatic missed call text back. So really what I told you, we already have it set up on here. Now, not to get too confusing, but we also have SMS to lead and we have push notifications, which means we can automatically have a notification to our phone that we had a missed call. So you can literally have a notification on your Go High Level app, which is really cool. Literally a notification saying, hey, Zach, dummy, you got a missed call from this number, call them back. So if you want to get the app for Go High Level, there's literally a mobile app right here called the High Level app. And so it'll connect your phone and texting with XLeads on here. Pretty much meaning if you missed a call, an internal notification will go to your phone to tell you missed your dang call. Now I'm like, Zach, whoa, like, bro, this is like confusing me so much, too much. Okay, that's fine. Let me break down the 3 automations you should know as a complete beginner and how they work. Now, most of these automations are automatic, like no pun intended, automatically done for you, but some of them you have to actually trigger yourself. So the first automation, and probably the most important one for most people, is the automation to start calling somebody. So if we go to XLeads and we pull a list of, let's say 100 properties, how do I throw them in the power dialer for me to start calling? Well, what you would have to do is tag the property power dialer, and then boom, it gets thrown on the dialer. So let me show you how it works. So if I go to my cold calling folder right here, there is going to be a power dialer one right here. And pretty much how this workflow works is if you tag a property power dialer, it's going to set it on the manual call to be called. Pretty simple. So for example, let's go out here and pull a list of, oh, look, I have 83 properties right here. Perfect. So I'm going to go export this list, get it lead traced and all these things, right? I'm going to pull this data. I can import it into contacts and then tag the property SMS blaster if I want to text them, or power dialer and all those things. But let's go into contacts and just show you. But for example, let's look at this property right here. Let's do this Susan. Susan right here in contacts. Her name is Susan, right? This is her phone number, and she owns this property in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Now, if I want to throw her into the dialer or be cute on the dialer, how would I do that? All I would have to do is I would go to tags right here and I would just tag her power dialer. And right there, automatically, she's going to be on the queue for me to start calling. All I have to do is go to conversations, manual actions, then all the leads I need to call are going to be right here. So I literally press let's start and boom, I'm dialing this list. Just like that, I'm cold calling. Now, let's say I ended the call and Jen right here was no answer, or Andy, no answer. It's automatically going to send a text to Andy right now because the person didn't answer. Pretty cool. Now, all right, let's get rid of the, okay, no more calling. We're done with calling right now. But basically, that's how you do it. Now, the other automation, which is really cool, is our SMS blaster automation, which this one's probably our most advanced one. And honestly, it can get even more advanced. So if you go to our SMS blaster bulk drip, pretty much what happens is as long as you tag a property SMS blaster, what's going to happen
happen is it does a lot of advanced filtering. And so this might be a little confusing, but pretty much what this means is if you tag a property SMS blaster, it's only going to start texting people starting at 8 a.m. Then from there, it's only going to drip out 250 texts per day. Now, if you want to change it, you can change it to, hey, I'm going to do 100 texts per day, and then change the batch to 100. Save that action right there. Let's just save. So I want to only, see, you can customize it. I only send 100 out per day. Now it's going to say, okay, guys, well, from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. is the only times we are going to go out here and start dripping out these texts. And then it's going to drip 30 texts out per hour. You can obviously change that to 10 per hour. You can change it for 10 per minute, per day, whatever you want, right? You can change it to 10 per hour if that's your MO. And then time of day, then it branches out a little more. Now this might be like, Zach, why in the world are you having all these confusing branches? Well, as of this recording, high level and go high level with XLeads does not allow you to go out here and auto rotate messages. Pretty much what this means is if you have 100 different text scripts, it doesn't let you automatically rotate them. So the biggest hack around that is from 9 to 1 p.m., you're only going to use this script. And then from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., you use this specific script. And then from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., you can only use this specific script. Now, what's really cool is the new AI will actually let you even go a little nerdier on this, which we'll get into. But pretty much how this works from top to bottom is if we have 100 properties that we pulled, let's say a driving for dollars list, we tag them SMS blaster. We're going to send out 100 texts per day, and it's going to do 10 drips per hour for the next 10 hours. It's going to do all 100. So at 9 a.m., it's going to drop 10 texts. At 10 a.m., it's going to drop 10 more, and then so on and so on. Now you can change it however you want. From 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., it's going to send this specific script out. If I want, I can change the script to however I want. I can literally press write with AI and do like a casual tone and just say, make variations of this. And you can literally let the AI inside of XLeads do it for you. Oh, I didn't give it my script. So I can literally copy the script and say write with AI. And I just say, make more like this. And I'll let the AI make its own. Boom. Hey, quick question. What would it take for you to part ways? Okay, cool. Use that message. Boom. Go to the next one, right? You can literally just change these all you want, which is really cool. Now, if this person has already been texted through a workflow, it's going to just throw them on a follow-up. And that's pretty much how the SMS bulk texture drip works. Now, the other automations we have, and the third one is going to be our e-signing automation. So it's going to be under our acquisitions right here, and it's called e-sign to seller. I might be like, Zach, what in the world does that mean? Well, pretty much what this means is if a lead goes from a regular pipeline of wants to sell to send contract to seller, it's automatically going to send the contract to the seller. I mean, pretty simple. So let's use, for example, how this works. So if I go into my deal board right here and I go to my wholesaling deal board, and let's say I have Zachary Ginn who, he wants to sell his house, right? Let's say that, the Zach Ginn guy, he says, okay, I'm ready to sign. I want to sell for 120 grand. That's a great price. Let's write a contract and send it to him because it's virtual wholesaling. All I have to do is I'm going to drag this under send contract to seller, and that automation already pre-built is going to send a contract to them automatically. Well, technically not. I actually have it as a draft so you can go fill in the information yourself. So if you go here to contracts, documents and contracts, the contract is already created right here. All the info is right here for us to fill out. So you can have it automatically done for you, or you can do it yourself. So let's do a contract for today. Zach Ginn is the seller. I can put, Ricky buys houses, LLC is the owner, and I can fill in all this information. I can save it. And all I'm going to do is make sure that the signer is going to be me. And then the seller, I might not have an email. So I'm going to add a recipient here for an e-signing. And so go add a new contact, call, Zach Ginn. Zach at XLeads.com, and put his phone number right here. Boom. Perfect. Date the contract for today. Boom. And then we have them to sign here, us signing here, and we can literally press send, and boom, we can send it via call, text, email, and text, and boom, we just e-sign the contract. So those are the three most common automations. We have some more in there. We have one for acquisition, so we can have our AI go out here and do the texting for us. We can have an automation for a follow-up. So if you put a lead under follow-up, it's automatically going to tag the property follow-up and going to text them every 7 days to follow up with the seller, seeing if they're looking to sell, which is a really cool follow-up automation. So if you ever want to tag a property inside of XLeads follow-up, it's going to follow up with them with a text every 7 days until they pretty much sell to you or they die. So that can be done. It's already done for you. It's active in your workflow under deal board, and it'd be under this follow-up. So let's say Zach says, you know what, I don't want to sell anymore. Throw them in follow-up. Boom. Every 7 days, they're going to get a text. Now let's go out here and try to make a very advanced automation with AI. So I would recommend you just use the build with AI feature, and let's go out here and make an automation. So let's make an automation when we send out a contract or an e-sign to the seller that we will automatically text them, hey, just send out the e-sign. Let me know if you got it, ? So I'm gonna write this: when I send a contract to someone, I want to
automatically text them, hey, first name, I just sent you the agreement to sign. Let me know that you got it on your email or text. Pretty simple. We send an e-sign. We're just going to verify that they got it, right? Pretty simple. We're going to press send right here, and we're going to let the AI go out here and create that workflow for us. And what it's doing, it says, okay, how do you want to indicate that the contract has been sent? Contract status or specific tag to the contact? I'd probably write this. Tag contract sent after a contract is created. Something like that. And we're gonna let it create the workflow for us right here. Awesome. So if you tag a property contract sent, which you can probably do within there. So tag added, let's add contract sent. Go right here, add a contract sent, add new tag, save trigger. It's going to send the contract right here. That's pretty cool. So how would you do this if you want to make it live right here under publish? Well, how it works is if you go here and let's say we go to the deal board and we send the contract to Zach, right? All I'm gonna do is click on Zach right here and I'm just going to add the contract sent just so I can go out here and send that text and boom, put the tag and boom, it's going to send that text and they'll let us know if they got the agreement or not. So guys, that is a full overview of how automations work inside of XLeads. I was waiting for this AI. It works is if the property is tagged SMS Blaster, which we did inside of here, it's going to, this is already pre-built by us. It's going to start dripping, let's say 100 texts per day. I can change this to batches of 50 if I want, 100, 1,000, whatever you want. You can actually add all these automations. But how I built this SMS text blasting automation is if you text blast, let's say from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., that's what it is. It's going to text blast from only those times. It's going to drip 10 per hour. And it's going to do 100 texts per day. You can change it to 1,000 if you want. And that's going to go by time of day. So 9 and 1 p.m., it's going to show this type of text template or special portion of it. It's going from 1 to 5 p.m. It's going to show this double whammy script. If it's shown from 5 to 9, it's going to show this SMS one and all this stuff and all the following. So again, I can add my own SMS scripts in here. I can literally have AI write it for me, but I can literally copy this. I'll go to ChatGPT, for example. Say, write a better SMS script for wholesaling than this for go high level / XLeads. And you can literally let it have the AI write a better script for you and you can copy and paste it. So literally I can just copy this one or just copy this one and then just say, okay, I'm just going to paste it. Cool. And then this is your name. So again, we might need to change that one. This is like Zach. I'm reaching out about 123 Main Avenue. Cool. And I press save. And I can even just text myself and it won't really cost you anything. And it just sends a test SMS on it. And you can check it out. Your statistics on delivery rate, the fail rates, your opt-out rate's going to be right here. But you can change your SMS templates right here. So this is how our standard SMS template works. So if you tag a property SMS, it's going to build an entire automation for you. Now, again, this might be like a whole automation tutorial. And again, I don't want to stress you out about how automations work. We have a lot more advanced ones on here, but you can make automations for anything inside of your XLeads account. So let's go out here and just build our own automation. What I'd recommend you do is just use our custom AI, and it's free, by the way, for all accounts, but you can literally have the automation do anything you possibly want. So let me just show you really quick. So you're going to say, okay, I want to make an automation that does a 7-day follow-up on a lead that said no to my cash offer in wholesaling. And you got to be very specific, right? I want you to text them every other day for 7 days, starting on day 1, if they're considering changing their mind. I want you to write the scripts, the text templates to convert the person that said no to me into wanting my offer. And this is where you gotta get specific. I want you to text day 1, email day 2, text day 3, set me up for a call day 4. So let's not do every other day. Let's just do text them every day. Cold call day 4, maybe a task for me to call day 5 and a call, text day 6, and email day 7. And I know this is a little aggressive, but like this is just an example. You can build an automation that'll do that. And this is for when I tag a property, quote, 7-day follow-up rejected offer. Actually, I'm just going to call it 7-day rejected offer. Rejected offer follow-up. Very specific, but like if that's what you want to do, you can do it. So we're going to press enter, and we're going to let the AI, this is free, by the way, it's going to create the workflow. Now it's probably the AI is going to ask you a bunch of questions about it, but you could do this for anything you want, for your texting, your leads, your deal board, anything. It's all going to be inside of here. So we got to add the tag here. So the workflow's names here is going to add the tag. So to add a tag here, we're just going to add a tag on the bottom, add tag, and you can literally just do 7-day rejected offer follow-up and just press enter. Oh, here we go, wait, 7-day rejected offer follow-up, press add new tag, and boom, it's in there, save the trigger. So now it's gonna send an SMS day one. Hey, just wanna check if you're considering the cash offer. It waits a day, then sends a persuasive follow-up email right here, which is literally just a literal email, which you can connect your email right here. Day 3, you can check in right here. Pretty cool. Day 4, you have your automated save action. Day 4 sets you have to be calling the lead right there. Sends a task for you to call, calls the lead again, sends another follow-up email right here, actually SMS right here, and then it sends another follow-up email right here for you. Cha-ching! Awesome. Now all you have to do is just connect your email and you're gonna be Gucci right here. So how do you add it on? You just press publish and you press save. And now that workflow is currently working for you. So the follow-ups and the automations can literally be done all from here. And so all you have to do is just go through the automations and see which ones you like, which ones you don't. There's some that are custom done for email, your dispo, your cold calling, all your stuff right here. But let's go back to the leads tab here and just show you that. So that's how you do the SMS, and that's how automations within SMS work. Now for XLeads version 5, we actually have a brand new automation, which is our advanced SMS one. So I just do a little SMS search. There is our high volume SMS marketing. So if you're a little more advanced, we have an entire whole section if you're doing advanced SMS marketing. So for example, here on contact tag, if you add high volume SMS blaster, this should be added to your account by today. It's going to start adding a bunch of stuff. And so this is a little more advanced. There's little notes for each one. But for example, you're going to have to assign a bunch of fake users. And this is confusing. That's fine. You're going to add a bunch of fake users. And then from there, it's going to drip it out. Every single type of call or text you're doing on here. So if you do like specifically a text, each text is going to be unique because they're split into all these different pathways. So if I go to SMS really quick, this one's going to be blank. You're going to have to create a bunch of different ones and copy and paste. There's probably 200 templates here. I remember this is a little more advanced, but this is just for version 5. If you're someone that's sending 1,000 to 2,000 text messages every single day, this is going to have the highest deliverability rates for you. So it's going to be the best success for you, because if you're doing the regular SMS blaster on 1,000 to 2,000 texts per day, it's going to be a nightmare. But if you're sending 2,000 texts per day and you're using a high volume SMS, which each text is going to be unique, a little more training needs to be done in it for you. It's going to work really dang well. Now that training's in our real estate deal school. So if you go to Classroom and Real Estate 101, we have very specific videos on how to use the high volume workflow within XLeads. So make sure you look it through inside the Real Estate Deal School when you sign up for your account. Now, rounding out the data portion here, if you want to go out here and text blast, you should obviously press Exports tab and tag the property. Your exports for your data set's going to pop up right here, and your daily MLS usage is going to be right here. Now, if you wanted to, for example, choose a list, there's also overlays in here, which is really cool. And what I mean by this is you can go to parcel overlay and look up cash buyers of XLeads. What I want to do today is show you how quickly and easily you could start SMS text blasting sellers in 2026 using XLeads, the ultimate wholesaling real estate software. Now, you're probably watching this video because you want to get started doing SMS texting, and you might be a little confused of how this process works, and it might seem a little overwhelming.
what I want to do in this video is show you how easy it is to go out here and start SMS text blasting. We're going to go over 8 simple steps on how you could start texting sellers easily today so you can start making a ton of money. Now remember, you could start text blasting 10 people a day, 100 people a day, 1,000 people a day. It's really customized for you, the real estate investor or wholesaler. Now, because XLeads has had their mega update and has the best skip tracing in the game, XLeads is the ultimate wholesaling software. Now we have to get an understanding of how texting works inside of XLeads. Now, if you compare how XLeads does their texting compared to all these other SMS blasting software companies, you're going to be pretty surprised. XLeads is 3, 4, even 5 times cheaper than everybody else. And we use Twilio, which pretty much all the other competitors use. Not everyone, but most of them. So we give the power to you. Now, XLeads has 2 primary softwares that are built upon it. There's the proprietary leads side of the software, which provides you the leads, the comping, the data that every real estate investor and wholesaler needs. And then there's the CRM section, which is built on top of Go High Level. This is where you're gonna add your leads in the CRM. You can take your leads from the leads tab into the contacts tab with one seamless click, opt them in yourself, use the deal board, e-sign, dialer, texting, you know, the whole drill here. Now, what's really cool is the Go High Level section that we built upon XLeads has the lead tab inside of it. So it's all in one. There's no multiple logins or too much confusion. It's all right there for you. But understanding that most of the technology for the texting is built with Go High Level, any Go High Level or GHL texting tutorials that you see on YouTube or social media, pretty much going to be the same for XLeads. If you're using a Go High Level CRM that's probably way more expensive than XLeads, you're more than happy to transfer to XLeads for free. Just pay the $97 for XLeads to be good to go. Now, the absolute game-changing part that XLeads has over anybody else that's built on top of Go High Level is first and foremost, you get the data included for only $97 a month, 25,000 skip trace records, comping data, you know it, the whole entire drill here. But what's really important here, and for anybody who has any confusion with SMS text blasting, is we have right here our 24-hour live chat support. And this is very important we utilize this, because if you have any questions on how to text, what are the automations, how tagging works, any question at all, guys, all you have to do is click this button right here and get in front of a live chat support agent. You're able to do this 24/7. My favorite part about this is we also do live 24-hour Zoom support. So if you can't get your questions answered for a live chat support agent 24/7, you can schedule a Zoom and our XLeads team will hop on a Zoom and help you with any possible questions you have with texting. Maybe you might not know, how do I go from doing 50 texts a day to 100 texts a day? How do I change my scripts? How do I know my contact rate? How do I know how many got sent? That's all in there so you could start having success. So that being said, let's get into it. So the first thing we need to do to start texting is we need to buy a phone number. So the general rule of thumb that I've found, and this is Zach in the wholesaler that has closed over 4,000 wholesaling deals, that does a lot of texting. Generally, for every 100 texts you send per day, you should have one number. So if you're planning on sending 300 text messages a day, you should probably buy 3 phone numbers. If you're looking to send 1,000 text messages a day, you should buy at least 10 phone numbers. And if you're kind of crazy, you want to spend 100,000 text messages every single month, which is like 3,000 to 4,000, 30 to 40 numbers. Now, the best way to buy a phone number right here is you are going to go to the settings tab. You are going to go to the phone system tab and press add a number. So make sure you do it in your area code or zip code of choice. And all you're going to do is go to filters right here, match any part of the number. So press first part of the number. And let's say we want to do the 561 area code. Press apply, and you go out here and buy as many area codes as you want. You can choose Delray Beach, press proceed to buy, and then buy a phone number. Then from there, for every single phone number you have, you're going to want to what we call verifying the number, which is pretty much registering the phone number with all these carriers to make sure that it doesn't come up as spam. It says a super important, and it helps your delivery rate like crazy. So cool part about XLeads, you can do it all from the platform. So you're gonna press settings, you're gonna go to phone system, and then you're gonna go to trust center. And right there, you can do your shake and stir, your voice integrity, and your CNAME voice. Now, on top of that too, you should go to this website called Free Caller Registry and register every single phone number with the free call registry. Now, the last thing you have to do is register your phone numbers with these companies, and then you have to what we call officially register your company with the phone carriers. And you're going to do an application to person, which again is called A2P. Now, most people freak out. They're like, A2P is the most crazy, stressful thing in the world, and it is going to be the end of you. And let me just tell you the dang truth, guys and gals. A2P is brutal. It's bad. It is going to be the worst thing ever if you don't have XLeads. So I'm kind of kidding here, but I'm not, like, legit. With XLeads, the A2P process is done within 5 minutes at most, and it's really easy. The A2P process actually takes hours and hours and hours and is long, strenuous, and is brutal. That's why we have our XLeads A2P team literally do it absolutely for you completely for free. All you have to do is pay the A2P application fee, which is about $20. To be honest, for about $30 a month, that's pretty much all it's going to cost you to start SMS text blasting on XLeads. Your $20 for your XLeads A2P application. And then you're probably going to roughly pay $15 a month to host a website that we actually will build for you. And it's done pretty quick. So let me show you how to do your A2P approval. So you can go right here, and obviously you can start your registration and do your A2P yourself. I'm telling you right now, if you do it, you probably have a 30% chance of getting it approved. And then if you don't get it approved, you have to pay 20, even $40 again, and just reapply, and hopefully you get approved, which sucks. The cool part about the XLeads team is we'll do the A2P application for you. We have about a 90 to 95% first time success rate. So within 3 days, you're ready to go. And if you get denied, we'll reapply for you for free. You won't have to pay any more A2P application fees. And we're going to resubmit for you and resubmit until you get approved. So don't do the A2P yourself. Literally all you need to get your A2P approval is get an EIN number. You can search that on Google. And then you have to set up your website, which is done for you with XLeads. So to set up a website, all you're going to do is press sites right here, press your A2P compliant website. And all I have to do is buy a domain and then host it on WordPress. So you're going to press settings. You're going to go purchase a domain. I already have one right here, but purchase the domain. Look for, Ed buys the best homes Miami.com. I'm stupid. Press search, and Ed buys the best homes Miami.com is available $12 a year. You can get a cheaper one if you want. But yeah, you can press the button right here, buy the domain, go back to sites, click the domain, get it connected. And if you also own a domain through GoDaddy, you can just press connect domain, and you can connect your own domain with GoDaddy and other services right here, which is really cool. And then from there, you just got to go out here and host it on WordPress, which is really simple. Just click sites again, press WordPress right here, and then press activate WordPress, and boom, you now have a live website. Now, if you want to go edit your website, go back to your site right here. You can click it right here on edit. Make it all fancy, sexy, add your picture. I mean, you guys, you can do whatever you want. This is your website. You get a bunch of SEO for it, and really build your own site right here. You connect your domain right here. There's actually my live link, and it's done right for you. Then press publish, and boom, you are live. You can add your SEO and everything like that. Now, to get the application started, you just go to the live chat support on the bottom right-hand corner right here. Start a session with our AI, and our AI is going to want to know what's going on. You can say, I want to get A2P approved. And what you want to ask is, can you do an email support ticket so I can get A2P approved now? And what it's going to do, the AI is going to analyze your message and send it to the right person. So we're going to resend that again. And boom, we got in front of Aga right here, who is a live chat support agent. And as you can see already, I did a live tutorial with somebody about this the other day. So I said, I want an email ticket to submit A2P. And he said, okay, just send us your CP7575, which is basically your EIN letter confirmation. And then boom, they're going to get your email and their email back and forth and get your A2P approved like that in a jiffy or a snap. Then from there, you're going to get A2P approved in a couple days and you're ready to start texting. Now, again, this is more of, Zach coaching you how to do wholesaling real estate. So you can do texting however you want. Again, my biggest recommendation, go to the leads tab here. Make sure you do one of our AI lists. Our AI drawing for dollars is great on the SkyDrive. Our AI sellability scores is awesome. But again, the cream of the cream, probably the best you're going to have is just on this import file right here. Import as many government lists as you can. Pre-foreclosures, code violations, fire damage properties, water shutoffs, evictions, whatever you want. We're going to create our new AI list of 243 properties. And I want to start texting these people. What I'm going to do is I'm going to export to contacts tab. And I'm going to add a custom tag here so I remember this list when I put it in my contacts. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a tag, April 2026 SMS list. And so I know I'm going to SMS this list and the date of the property. So I'm going to go add that as a tag, April 2026 SMS list. So I need to remember to SMS these people. And then I'm going to export to the contacts tab right here. And they all got added right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable the DND for all these lists. So let's go out here to filter, advanced filters right here. Let's go by our tag. So press tag. We're going to go by tag. Tag is April 2026, SMS list. Awesome. And let's press apply. So this is our whole entire April 2026 list. So let's first make sure that all of these properties are not DND. So we're going to go out here, test. We're going to remove DND from these people just in case for texting. Awesome. So how in the world are we start texting them? We just got to add the tag SMS Blaster and boom, we start texting them. So we're going to press select all here, add a tag, and all we're going to do is press SMS and tag the properties SMS Blaster. And then from there, these leads are going to be texted by us right there. Done. Now, how does the SMS Blaster automation work? Well, you can go out here and edit it yourself. Just press automations right here, go to the SMS folder, go to our SMS bulk drip, and right there, when you tag a property SMS Blaster, it's going to drip 250 texts per day. You can change this if you want to do 100 texts per day, change it right here. I'm not going to really do it for you, but you can change it right there. It's going to drip 30 out per hour. And then the SMS blasting is done through these contacts with these scripts right here. Now, if you're somebody who wants to change them like crazy, you can press SMS, copy this, stick this into ChatGPT and make multiple different types of scripts yourself and test them out and just make sure that if you do it, they have the custom values of the contact first name and the contact address. Then from there, it's going to start bulk dripping the text from there. You're going to have a ton of success. Now, there's other creative automations you can make. If you're like a big nerd about this stuff, you'll be like, well, Zach, I want to change the type of text message that gets sent out. I want to change the phone number for every text so they auto rotate. I would highly recommend you ask ChatGPT how to do this. It gets a little more advanced, and if I put this on the standard bulk drip blaster, it'll be very confusing for a lot of beginners. But if you're somebody who wants to auto rotate phone numbers and do more of an advanced texting system, check out AI and other Go high level texting tutorials, and you're gonna start texting absolutely like an expert. But like just like this, 100, 200 a day is all you need to start having a bunch of SMS text blasting success. Now, the last part here is actually looking at your results here. So if you're somebody who wants to go out here and figure out, oh my gosh, what scripts work, what don't, you can literally go out here and on this script, you can press statistics. And you're gonna see your delivery rate, your click rate, your fail rate, your opt-out rate for each type of script. You can either go back out here to under settings, under phone system, under messaging and messaging analytics, and all your analytics are gonna be right here. Also, when you start SMS text blasting, you're going to have certain limits for compliance reasons. Your first level is going to be 100, so you can only send 100 text messages. It's going to pause you for the rest of the day. Then the next day, it's going to allow you to have 250, 500, 700, 1500, 2200, 3000, 3000 plus, and you level up so your messaging ramp progresses for the compliance. Now, for some reason, if you are texting too much, your opt-out rate's too much, and Twilio wants to suspend you for the texting, your restriction history is going to be right here, and you can see exactly why or what's going on. And you can ask our 24-hour live chat support, and we're more than happy to help you out on this journey. Now, on top of that too, you have your messaging
on two different features here. So for the Dispo tab, for example, if you press filters, you're going to find the top cash buyers. But you're also going to find the different cash buyers for two distinct categories. There's going to be for the Flipper tab and then for the Landlord tab. So for example, if I want to find the top flippers in the area, you can press flippers. You can go by entity, individuals, how many properties they flipped, their time frame for flipping, their average purchase price, and all these details right here. You can press right here. But you can find the top flippers in the area. So for example here, Sarland Glass has flipped 19 properties. If I click view details, it can show me where they're buying and flipping properties. So red is going to be the flips, or the orange, and then green is going to be where they're landlords. Their flipper insight's going to be right here, which is cool. All their owned properties and their profits. Press contacts. Obviously, it shows what other alternate names they're using with their addresses, and obviously their phone numbers pop up right here. I do the same thing with the Landlord tab, and these are the most rental properties owned in the area. So for example, if I have a property and let's say I'm going to go sell a deal. Well, Eric Gleason owns 64 rental properties. I'm going to press view details right here. His phone number pops up right here with all the other details and his other companies he owns underneath that, which is just, guys, this is why XLeads is one of the best softwares for the X Plan. It's insane what you get for it. And what's really cool is you can do this all within a map. So let's say on a map, I locked up a property in Sarony or Kearney Heights. Well, wow, this guy owns a lot of rentals. And let's say I have a deal off of Donnelly Street. I can press this right here and say, oh wow, J.A. Shepherd might be my buyer. So I press J.A. Shepherd on here and look at the owner. CSS Business, interesting. Now that's how the leads in the Dispo tab works. Now, on top of that too, you have your calendar, which you can connect your own calendar with your phone. So if you have Google Calendar or something like that, you can have a nice connection on there. So if I go to calendar settings, if I add an appointment on my calendar, I can just press connections and connect my personal calendar to that in here, which is really cool. Leads works too on the CRM or Go High Level side. Now the next part is our deal board. Now there are currently 4 type of pipelines in the deal board for XLeads, and they all serve their own unique purpose. So the most used one is obviously going to be your wholesaling pipeline. So all of your leads that are like wholesaling leads, and so you can go here to contacts right here. And let's say, for example, Corinna IDs, you call and she says, hey, I want to sell my property or whatever. You can literally add her to the deal board. So Corinna IDs, obviously, if you scroll down here, she wants to sell her property here on Madison Drive. So what you're going to do here is you're going to go to your deal board, and we're going to add her as a wholesaling opportunity. So we're going to look up Corinna IDs, and all of her info pops up right here. You're going to press create. And let's say the source was from, I don't know, reverse trying for dollars. And you press create right here. Now Corinna IDs is going to be literally right here under the reverse trying for dollars tab as the source. And now she wants to sell. Either I have an appointment set with her, or she says, you know what, Zach, I am looking to sell my property and it's virtually. So I'm trying to make an offer to her, and she says, yeah, I will take your 50 grand offer. Oh, great. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you over an agreement right now. And this is how easy it is to e-sign virtually on XLeads. I'm going to drag her to send contract to seller. And all I'm going to do is go to contracts right here, press on documents and contracts. And then right here, it got created. And all I have to do on the person's sale agreement is just put today's date. Her name and all of her info should pop up right here. But what I'm gonna do is, because maybe she's doing it with her husband, I might put Coroni D's, and I'll put like, to sell your wholesaling real estate deals really easy. So if you have a deal locked up, or you want to start finding cash buyers before you start locking up deals so you get their buy boxes and start marketing that area for wholesaling houses, land, on market, wholesaling from space, I don't really care. I'm going to show you how you can use XLeads to find these cash buyers really easy and simple. The cool part about XLeads is AI powered, and anybody could start finding cash buyers on every single plan on XLeads. Obviously, the Pro and the X plans have Dispo absolutely in mind to make it the easiest. A little more of a grind inside the basic plan, but anyone can find cash buyers in the snap of the fingers using XLeads. So let's go on here and get inside of XLeads right here, and let's break this all down. So right here, we are inside of XLeads, and what I'm gonna do is go to the Leads tab and start finding cash buyers. And so what we're gonna do is go through the 3 types of plans inside of XLeads, the basic, Pro, and X plan, to show you exactly what I would do in each one of these plans to go out here and find a cash buyer. So let's go out here and say we are in Asheville, North Carolina, and we want to find some cash buyers in this awesome market and city. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to filters and try to find some buyers. So obviously you can go just press the cash buyers tab, and there's 13,000 cash transactions. Honestly, that's not how you're supposed to be doing it. That's not what I recommend. There's some more filtering we can do here. So let's go out here and find some cash buyers. So I'm going to go to filters, include cash buyers, and we're going to do some very specific research here. So I want to look for wholesaling or specific properties that are good for wholesaling. So the first thing I need to do here is I need to go to Asheville, North Carolina, and see the median home price in the area. So the median home price in Asheville is $454,000. So I'm going to look at cash sales that at most are like $650,000. So at most, literally the most. Okay, cool. Then from there, it depends on what you want to look for. I'm probably only going to look at single family properties and maybe some multifamily townhomes, multifamily, that's fine. And let's just do this for houses for now. Really cool. You can add your zoning codes on here too. But okay, it looks good here. Now, ownership information, I'm going to leave that blank because I want to look at cash sales that are very recent. And then I'm going to go down here and we're gonna go from last sale date. And so I'm filming this in April 2026. So I'm gonna do from April of 2025 till now. So we're gonna do April 2025 till literally today. And we're gonna find cash sales for the past year. In Asheville, 461, and that's pretty good. So right here in the city of Asheville, there's been 461 cash sales. Now what's really cool inside of here is I can click on any of these properties right here, and most of these are bought on the MLS. So these beautiful pictures aren't live pictures, but these are from the MLS when this was listed. So it looks like the owner here, if I click on owner, is Chloe Inc. LLC. Why does she have Inc. and LLC in her name? I don't know, whatever. She bought this 3-bedroom, 2-bath for cash. I can go in transactions. I can see she bought this for, let's just make this a little bigger. I can see she bought this for cash on a warranty deed. If I go to contacts and their phone number pops up right here, which is awesome. So all the details on this person is right here. The listing agent, and yeah, it looks like they bought it for cash. Pretty cool. I can look at equity. It's 100%. Awesome. Now, how do you reach out to these people? I mean, honestly, it's up to you. I would probably pull this entire list right here, select all, and I would go send it to the contacts tab and start calling these people up and seeing if they're looking to buy any more properties in the area. Either you locked up a deal specifically and you're trying to find a buyer, or you're trying to find buyers first. Let's say you're trying to buyers first in Asheville, so you feel more confidence talking to sellers. What I do is I just call all these people and text them, see if they're looking to buy any more properties. And you're going to bound to find some good landlords in here, right? I mean, you go to the contacts tab and all the owner's information pops up right here, which is pretty cool. So you just go down the line and call them, export it, have a conversation. But what do you do if you specifically lock up a deal and you want to find a buyer based off of that specific property? Well, what I'm going to do is let's just use 2 Scottish Circle right here, okay? Let's say this is a property that I have locked up and they need to get it dispoed, right? Just use this for example. Okay, cool. So this was a property. It's a 3-2, 1,500 square feet in the 28803 zip code. So what I would specifically do here is I'd go to the 28803 zip code, pop it up right here. We're going to clear all of our other filters. Actually, we're going to keep the filters we have right now. And what we're going to do is this is a 3-2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for other 3-bedroom, 2-baths that sold in the past year in the zip code for a cash buyer. So again, these are all 3-2s, and I want to just call all the buyers for a 3-2. Like for example, this 2 Scottish Circle is going to be 432 right here. 432. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be over here. So if I look on a map, if this is our Scottish Circle, let's go here and check. No, that's Merrill's. There's our 2 Scottish Circle. So what I want to do is actually go on a map here, okay? And I want to zoom in. You see where this one has the Scottish Circle right here? Bro, literally look at this right here. On the same street, 22 Scottish Circle was bought from a cash buyer also. Now, who's the owner on this property? Let's go actually go check here really quick. The owner on this property, if I check it, the owner on this one is Maria Allen. So let's go back out and see who bought this property right here. I would try to reach out to this nerd and Bursic, whoever's on the contacts tab, and this is the right person to talk to. I mean, they literally bought the property for cash with a warranty deed. Pretty sick. So this is going to be the right buyer for me, obviously, right? Say, hey, are you owning this property as a rental? Oh, yes, I am. Yeah, I actually just locked up a deal on the same street. See if you're looking to buy that as another rental property. Boom, you found a cash buyer right there. Easy. Now, what's even easier is if you have the X plan, you can literally go to 2 Scottish Circle right here. And what if you could just plug this into our AI for XLeads and say, find the best cash buyer based on the details on this property. And you press buyer match AI right here. And right there, all the top cash buyers pop up right here for you. And right there, specifically on our property, the AI is going to find the most likely buyer for this deal. So it's saying that this Ashcat Realty is a 99% match. I can literally just press it and I can find the details. This guy owns, he's actually flipped 7 properties in this area. So I can literally go to contacts, and Barbara, who's the owner, is right here. All of her information pops up right here for us to talk to them. Now, if I have the pro plan, you get the buyer match AI and the dispo tools inside the X plan. There's some cool AI market analysis on here too with the pro plan, but are the X plans really where you need to go here? Because you get all this stuff. Now the pro plan is more about having more AI zip codes for your marketing, but you get the dispo tab on the X plan also, where you can go out here and just do 28803 and choose that. And what it's going to do is it's going to find the top landlords and flippers in the zip code for the past year. So for example, here, this is the zip code here in Asheville. And if I filter by landlord, landlord. I'm going to go by here. I can toggle large investor or not. It's going to filter out by entities that own more than 50 properties. But I might go to all entity types, go to purchase timeline. So again, if you have the question, I'll show you when they acquired the property. So let's do 1 year from now. So I'm going to press done. So pretty much what this does is this finds the top landlords who have bought the most rental properties in the past year in the zip code. This is the coolest part here. So like Dawnward Circle LLC, I don't want to give up all of our information, but basically Dawnward Circle LLC has bought 39 rental properties in this specific zip code. Like that's our buyer. You press view details, 144 rental properties, 12 flipped houses, all their activity of all the properties they bought. And right there, their information pops up right there. I mean, that's how easy it is to find cash buyers on XLeads. I wish I can go out here and make a 4-hour video on this, but like, I mean, XLeads literally makes it a click of the button, boom, boom, boom. The basic plan, you got to do a little more filtering for it, and you got to manually go through them. You might not find the perfect buyer, but you got to go through them. X plan literally makes it super simple and easy. And if you want to find not a landlord buyer, but a house flipper, you just go to filters and choose flipper and just find people who flipped the most houses in the past year, literally in the zip code. They pop up right here that Ashcat Realty's flipped 20 properties. McMaster Real Estate Group LLC's flipped 7 properties. I can get all their details and all their buy history of all the properties they're flipping in the area and their profit. You see they're buying a lot in here. Literally go to contacts, find their information right there, get their number, boom, get a cash buyer, get a dispo, really easy. If you want to find cash buyers using XLeads, this is exactly how to do it step by step for success in wholesaling real estate using XLeads. If you got any value from this video, do me a favor, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. This is Zach signing out. Have a blessed one. Eric Cornat and Eric D's. Buyer, maybe I do another LLC, so it's like ZG Homes LLC. I add the street address, so 872 Southeast Main Drive. I put Miami, Florida, 34321, and then blah, blah, blah. I put a random legal description. EMD, let's say I want to do $100. Property price, I want to put $30,000 I'm going to buy this house for. Contract close on or before 12/1/2026. It will be held at ABC Title Company. And then you can just drag the details a little more that you like on here. All right, looks good. Cool. Inspection period, let's put 20 days. And let's put 31 on. All right, cool, 30 days. I'm going to put select date. I'm going to put today's date right here. Put today's date right here. And then her signature, she already has her email. If I have like a husband, I can add recipients and add an extra one, which might be, I have to add a new client, call him Eric Diaz, and then I just put like Eric Diaz at gmail.com. I put his phone number, I press save, and maybe I want him to sign it too. So I'm just gonna press add an element, add a signature on the bottom right here. And I just add him to sign also right here. So we're gonna put sign Eric Diaz. And now Cornat Diaz is gonna sign, Eric Diaz is gonna sign, then Zach's gonna sign right here. And then obviously if I have extra terms and conditions, I can just press add an element, put a text right here. And here, oops. Let's drag this header right here under additional terms and conditions. Looks like it's not letting me change this. So we're just gonna add text field. Oh, sorry, I gotta put add text. I'm gonna put close by, or I'm just gonna put they keep washing machine. And GoHub was a little weird with it, but just for time's sake, I'm just gonna press enter, and I can literally add it like right there. And then boom, press enter. Cool, so I'm gonna send that over. You can also upload inside of XLeads anything, so I'll show you, but you press send right here, press send via document. And what's really cool is you can send it to Cornea, Eric, and everyone. And I like to press email and SMS. The reason for this is when you're e-signing, you can send it through an email, which is really cool. But what's even better is you can send a text in an email. So they literally get an email and a text on their phone. 98% of people see a text within a minute, not email. And sometimes the email gets lost in spam. Usually a text message won't be lost in spam. You can also edit the template and the messaging of what the e-signature says right here, which is really cool. And all the details you need are gonna be right here. Then you can press send, and it's gonna send that email from them to send and sign right here. And boom, that's how you e-sign. The cool thing in the deal board is you can also do the assignment of contract. So I could send it right here. And I go back to contracts, documents and contracts, all. And then I can also do the same thing for the assignment of contract when I'm ready to sell it, and then change the descriptions right here. Now, to send the documents and contracts, you need to get your SMS texting set up. So to set up your SMS texting and your calling, you're going to have to do a couple things. So let's kind of go show you how to set up your calling and texting. I show you how the power dialer works, how the texting works, but there's a couple steps you need to do to get your texting set up and your calling. So the calling is the simplest one. All you need to do to start cold calling is you just have to buy a phone number and probably set it up, and that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna write buy a phone number, and then 2 is set up. So this is how you cold call within XLeads. So cold call, it's pretty simple how you do it. You just go back to XLeads right here. You go to settings. So all your business settings are gonna be right here. So obviously your business name, your address, and all your details pop up right here. Your business information, which you should add in. Business logo, which is cool. But what you want to do here is go to phone system, and from there you can buy a phone number. So if I want to buy a phone number, I'm just going to press add phone number. I'm going to go to filters, and let's say I want to buy a phone number with the 561 area code. So I'm going to press 561 right here, press apply, and all the phone numbers. Actually, no, I actually messed up. I didn't put match to first part of number. So let's actually do this from the beginning. So I'm gonna press filter, and I'm gonna do 561, and that has to be the first part of the number has to be 561, which is gonna be the area code. From there, all these phone numbers you can buy pop up right here with the also little cities next to it. So I click right there and proceed to buy it. Now this is very important right here because this is where things get interesting. You have your credit card associated with your XLeads subscription, but when you go buy something, it's going to charge you on top of that too. It's usually a wallet credit, so it's going to charge you $10 at a time. And when you spend that $10 with calling or texting, it's going to pop up right here. Now to set up your phone number is pretty simple. So for example, for let's say 561-566-6977, you're going to go to edit configuration right here. And you can go change your basic information. Now, if you have a team member on your team, you can add somebody on there as this is their phone number and set up their desktop or desk phone. You can add call recording for them. You can add whisper messages. Say, okay, well, when this phone's being called, it goes to Ricky Ginn first, which is him. This is his phone number, and it's going to go to him. And if no one answers, it's going to be my voice AI assistant, or it can go straight to a voicemail. We're going to talk about the voice AI in a second. And you have advanced settings too, which is your call connect. You can have it call the CRM's phone number or the contact's phone number. So what you mean by this is, well, I want to know who's calling me and what their number is. That is a bad idea. So for example, if you are using your personal cell phone and somebody from a 772 area code once calls you, you might be like, hey, that's the chick from the bar last night. And you say, hey, what's up, good looking? And it's some seller, and you ruin the wholesale deal, right? You want to know that it's like oh, this is my SMS line. Someone's calling from it. Okay, great. Now, a lot of people say, what if I don't know their number? Not a big deal. Hello? Hey, this is Zach. Hey, you texted me about your house. Oh, yeah. Are you looking to sell it? Oh, great. What was your address? Well, you texted me. You said now. Oh, I text a lot of people in the area, and so I just want to confirm it. What's the address of the property? And boom, you got it from there. You want to know it's a text number, not just a standard like number with there. So that's my whole rant of why you should plus CRM's phone number on there. And then you have that all set up. Now to do texting, it's a little more tedious, and this is where things get a little more painful, but to do SMS, you do a couple steps. So first, obviously, you buy a number. You then obviously have it all set up with the forwarding and everything like with the cold calling. And then number 2, you have to do the A2P process. So a lot of people think it's like this dreaded awful process, but it's not. Number 1, what you do is you need to get an LLC. Number 2, you need to ask the live support any help. And then from there, you let the live support team on XLeads literally apply for you. So I want to make this very clear. You don't do your own A2P yourself. You let somebody apply the A2P for you. So how do you do that? Well, remember on the bottom right-hand corner, there's the XLeads logo right here. And all you have to do is press on that logo, go to chat, go to your support, start a new session, and just get in front of a live person. So I might say, I need you to do the A2P for me. And then it's going to be the support AI, but you want to get to a live person. So you're going to say, I need a live person. And then you press, I need a live person. And guess what it's going to do? It's going to bring you right here to Ollie, who is a live person. And then say, hey, I want to speak to a live person. This is a live person. Now, what's cool too here is you can also ask for a Zoom call if you want. But to say, I want you to do the A2P for me and apply for me. What all he's going to do is he's going to reply back in about a minute because he's got to get all the details for it. He's going to ask a couple questions about your LLC and all your details, and he is going to then take your information, do an email ticket to email you back. So they're probably going to ask a couple questions via email because this is a live chat. And our team is going to go out here, get your details, and then they're going to do the A2P registration for you. The A2P registration is a pain. If you don't know how to do it the right way, it's very, very difficult to get it approved. And that's why a lot of people on XLeads sometimes get frustrated because they say, oh, look, A2P. They press start here, and then they start the registration themselves. And guess what happens? It gets denied. It instantly gets denied. And they say, A2P is impossible, Zach. And A2P is very, very, very specific. And if you try to do it yourself and then you come back to me crying saying it's so difficult, it's impossible, it's because you're not using our live chat support to do it. So what you're going to do, you're going to go there. He's going to ask, okay, well, go to settings. Tell me what your LLC is. Do you have a website? And all the other details. So what they're going to want specifically too is they're going to want to get a website from you. And what's really cool is the website's actually the easiest process because it's already done for you. But all you have to do is just go back here, go to websites, which is sites right here. And we already have our A2P compliant website right here. So click that. And all you have to do is just buy a domain and connect it. And that's all you have to do. It's really cool. So right here is going to be your landing page. So you can just press edit right here. And all your company's details actually already auto-populate. You can just change whatever you want on here. But all you have to do is just buy a domain. So to buy a domain on your website, you have the landing page right here. Just go to publishing. And you should have all the details you want here, but go to settings and just press purchase or connect a domain. So if you have GoDaddy, you can literally connect a GoDaddy domain to here, but you can literally just buy a domain straight from XLeads. So you just press purchase domain and you want to say Zach Homebuyer and you just press search. And for example here, zachhomebuyer.org, you can literally just press buy right here and you can buy the domain for a year. And then you go back, you go to sites, you connect the domain or add it right here, you press save, and then boom, now you have a full-fledged website that's set up. And all you have to do is host it on WordPress, which costs about $15 a month, which kind of sucks, but you have to have an actual A2P compliant website, and XLeads literally does it for you right here. Press WordPress and press activate WordPress, and then boom, now you're hosting the website. I want to make this very, very, very clear. XLeads has 24-hour live chat support. So if any of this is confusing to you, I want to make this very clear. Anything I'm talking about, again, bottom right-hand corner, you click it right here, you get in front of a live chat support agent, and look, the whole team's even just showing you. It's like, hey, like I'm in your profile, Zach, like, hey, you need to complete this part first, and we'll help you out. Guys, we have the best support ever. So I'm going to say, I'm done. Thank you. This is actually the owner. I was testing it for a video demo. Have a great day. But basically, again, I don't want Ollie to be working because I want Ollie to be done with me and going back to some more customer. But like, look at Ollie. He's literally saying, hey, you're just sitting here for a couple minutes. You haven't replied to me back. He screenshotted my literal website because he's inside my account now. And he's like, hey, you need to fill out this part and then give me the website. Ollie is a G. Also, if you want an email support, a live Zoom support, you can just ask, hey, I want a Zoom call right now. I have a problem. And it says here's a little booking link. And right there it gives you a booking link to book a live Zoom, which is awesome too. And we have just the best live chat support ever. So if you have any questions or any of this process is confusing to you, the live chat support is going to help you out. Then from there, our team will do the A2P for you, and boom, your SMS is now set up. Now, the really cool part is the SMS AI agents. And so we also have another automation in here for AI SMS. Meaning that you could actually send a text out and then have our AI systems text the seller back for you. And if the person is interested in selling, it'll get thrown straight into your deal board under whence to sell. Sounds pretty cool. Well, it costs about $150 per month to have the unlimited AI. You can do it per AI text. But if you're interested in that, you can press SMS right here. And we already have an AI SMS bot already set up. And pretty much how it works, it's already trained. If you tag a property AI SMS bot, it will send a text, which the templates are right here if you want to change them. And you can also create your own templates. But you have the SMS right here. You're going to press wait. And it's going to set up conversation AI, which we already have custom set up for you. That's going to use our specific trained AI to go text the seller back and see if they're interested. And if they are interested, it'll get thrown into your deal board. Now, what's cool is we also have what we call voice AI. So if you go to voice AI right here, you can train your own bot to go answer phone numbers for you or do very specific follow-ups. So it's called the outbound agent, which is really cool too. Now, if you're somebody who actually gets consent on your call, say, hey, is it okay if we call back? Or we have one of our AI team members or agents reach out to you and they say yes. You're also allowed to send 1,000 outbound calls per day with AI, but make sure you get the consent so it's done the right way. But the AI is already created right here. So we already have our agent list, which we already have ones that are custom and created. For example, here, Maria is an AI agent that we have. It's already set up with all of our knowledge bases already added up on here. But you can customize it. You can even call it up. So for example, let me just show you what it looks like.
Hey, you have reached X. How can I help you today?
XLeads step by step. One of the best parts about XLeads free unlimited skip tracing is you can use all those skip traces and go out here and call them using the XLeads dialer. So you can start attacking these leads, marketing, and getting deals right now. And most importantly, you can have these conversations with these sellers so you can go out here and get a check as soon as possible. So in this video, I'll be showing you exactly how you can reach out to these sellers with the multiple dialer options we have inside of XLeads, so you know exactly how to start calling and using the dialer inside of XLeads for cold calling. Now, first and foremost, again, you can use a free dialer. Google Voice is a free dialer, so you can take the XLeads data and put it in there. But for most people, you're going to be wanting to use the single line power dialer, which I'll show you how to use today, and then our triple line wave dialer. Now, the first question you're probably having is what type of dialer should I be using with XLeads? So you can use the free Google Voice dialer. You can use a third-party dialer like Mojo dialer. You can use the single line auto dialer that XLeads has or the triple line dialer. But really, the best dialer for you to be using is the one that you actually physically use. You can literally have the fanciest system in the world, but if you're not calling, it doesn't matter at all. So inside of XLeads, you have 3 simple options. And the first one's Google Voice. So if you're super brand new, using like super niche government data, this might be a good option if you're very, very, very budget friendly. The second option, the single line dialer, which probably most people will be using, is the most economical option of any of the paid ones. And for most beginners, it's really easy to learn, which I'll show you in today's video. The third way, the triple line dialer, is for like bigger calling operations. So you can move through the leads faster and get them done quickly, or using VAs to do the calling for you. So number one, go to Google Voice. So you can go to googlevoice.com. So you can just look up Google Voice and start using it and just start taking the free skip traces you get inside of XLeads with your subscription. Start putting it in the dialer and start calling and texting for free. It works actually really well if you're doing it on a lower scale basis. You're calling 30, 40 people a day. You even get a Google Voice extension to help you out with this. And why do you want to use it? Well, it's free. Because outside of that, you have to use a paid service or you have to start paying for it. So again, you pay $97 for XLeads, but there are add-ons and things you can do inside of XLeads for your marketing. So for example, if we're going to go to the second option, which is our single line dialer or single line auto dialer, it does cost a little bit of money. So for example, you go here to xleads.com and you look at the pricing sheet, you're going to find it's going to cost on average $1 per hour to use the dialer. Now, before you go say, oh my gosh, it's $1 per hour, that's ridiculous. It's almost $100 a month if I'm calling 100 hours a month. Not really. And this is where, again, this seems a little confusing, but it's way, way, way cheaper than that. XLeads by far is one of the cheapest dialers out there. It's $1 per hour, but not what you think. So let me explain. So if you were going to call, let's say 5 hours a day, which is a ton, right? 5 hours every single day for 5 days a week, that's going to be about 25 hours of calling every single week. And on average, that's about 100 every single month. So if it's $1 per hour, you're going to cost about $100 per month to go use that on top of your $97. That's what people think, but that's actually not the cost. You see, the real cost is $1 per connected minute. So if you're calling for 25 hours, you're probably like physically on the phone probably 5% of the time because it's calling, click, no answer, click, no answer. Say 5% of the time you're actually on the phone. So you do some math. On average, you're going to be every single week about 1 hour, maybe 1.25 hours every single week. So you multiply that by 5. You're probably like 8, maybe 10 hours at most on the phone. So for most people, let's say you want to double or triple that, maybe you're at 10%, your dialer is going to cost anywhere between 20 and $30 a month on average if you do a ton of calling. So that's why the single line auto dialer is the best economical choice for most people, because for like $40 at most, you got an awesome dialer going out there. And if you're calling 5 hours a day, which most of you guys aren't doing, it's just the best option. Like to drop more than $50 per month on the single line auto dialer, like it's a lot of work. It's not easy to be going out here and doing that. So what I would probably tell you is most people, that's what you should be doing. Now, how do you go out here and start using this auto dialer? Like it's really cheap and really easy. Well, to do this, first and foremost, you need to go out here and buy a phone number. So let's go through the step-by-step here. Step 1, you're going to need to buy a number. Then you need to set the number up, which I'll show you how to configure it. Set the number up. And then you're just going to tag a property. And number 4, get calling. Pretty simple. So let's go to the first part, buying a number. So right here, we're inside of XLeads.com. And all we're going to do is just start going out here and calling. So you can click right here to start calling sellers right here from your phone number, which I'll show you how to do. What we're going to do is just go to settings right here on the bottom, press settings. Then we're going to go out here to phone system. And right here, we start buying a phone number. So if you want to go buy a phone number, you don't need any A2P or any of that stuff. You're going to press add phone number, buy a phone number, and we want to choose the area code. So if we want to do the 901 area code, which is the area code for Memphis, Tennessee, we're going to press filters, go to any part of the number, search first part of the number right here, press 901, press apply. And you can use these numbers for texting, but texting is a different video. Just look up XLeads SMS on here. And all the 901 area code phone numbers right here you can purchase. So you can click this number right here. It's for $1.26 per month. You use this phone number. Now, sometimes it's higher or lower, but it costs about $1.26 for a phone number. Then when you buy a phone number, let's say you bought this 561 number right here, you literally click the ... and configure it. So edit configuration. And you can start going out here and change the name of the number, select which team members, which is probably just going to be you, set up your call recording, set up your mobile app, and just configure the phone number right there. You can do call forwarding, which basically means when you have the number, it gets forwarded to your personal cell phone. You can use your AI bots. I'm going to get too complicated on here. And you can go to advanced settings right here and do your call connect. Now, there's a couple settings on here too. I'd probably tell you to configure the right way. The phone number I see when receiving a call. So you have 2 options right here. So let's say I'm calling 1,000 code violations for the month. If someone calls that number back, it's going to get on my phone to reach back at me. It's going to reach back out to me. Now, it can either be the seller's phone number that I see on the caller ID, or it's going to be this exact number. Do I want the CRM's phone number or the seller's number? You're always going to want to choose the CRM's phone number. The reason for this is I'm going to take this number, I'm going to put it in my contacts on my iPhone and put this is my cold calling number. So it's going to say call. It's going to say cold calling number. Okay, someone's calling because they got cold called. I kind of understand what's going on. I'm going to press answer, right? I'm going to be like, well, Zach, how do I know who's calling or what's their number or any of their information? Well, it's pretty cool. You can just download our mobile app. So if you go back out here, you can actually download mobile app and get the Go High Level mobile app. Remember, XLeads is built on top of Go High Level. So you can literally download the app and then all your calls, you can literally pop it up on your app and do it from there. You can even call from your phone. It's pretty cool. Literally just use the mobile app right there. It's pretty easy. Now we bought the number, we got it set up. How do you start calling? It's pretty simple. So obviously you're going to go pull a list on XLeads, maybe import some government data. We're going to go download this list or send it into the contacts tab. We're going to export it, put it in contacts. And when we go out here and import it into the contacts tab, we are going to tag the property. Now what tagging a property does, again, it's like a magical button where if you tag it, there's already an automation in place where if the property gets tagged, for example, power dialer, it's already going to be set up in the queue to be cold called. And what this basically means is if we're pulling the list, we import it into XLeads, the contacts tab, and we tag it power dialer, it's going to be automatically set up to be in the queue for the dialer. So if you want to go out here and tag it power dialer, all we're going to do is just go to conversations, manual actions, and all the properties set up to be called in the power dialer pop up right here. And you press let's start. It's going to start calling with the phone number you bought as your default number. So right now, as you see live, we're calling, hello? We're calling Kenneth Brown. And I might be like, Zach, how do I know what his phone number is? I'm going to go down here under general info, and I have his address right here. So I'm going to ask him if he wants to sell his property on Alabama Street. Now, he might not answer the phone right here. As you can see, all of his info pops up right here, and he doesn't answer. So if he doesn't answer, we end the call. We can either put no answer, busy, completed, or go to the next one right there. And boom, we start calling the next person. So we're calling Felicia. I gotta know what her address is. Hey, looking to sell your property on Bamboff Street. Like, done. So this is not a live cold call video, so I'm just gonna end it right here. You just go down the line on the power dialer. So if you put 100 properties on the power dialer, it's gonna be right under there, under the conversations, manual actions tab, which would be conversations, manual actions right here. And they'll all be sent right here to be called. And boom, you're ready to start calling. Now you can cold call leads individually under like the deal board or this Tanya Miller. And if I want to call her, I can literally just go inside the contacts tab and just press call. So call this number right here, and boom, I'm calling her right here, which is pretty cool. You can do it straight from the app or on your computer. You can do it on your phone with the app. Now, if you want to start doing a triple line auto dialer, you can literally just go to the wave dialer, which is right here under wave dialer. And you start using the triple line auto dialer that you can purchase. So to do it, you just click on wave dialer, view the plans, and sign up for their $99, $149 plan for the triple line dialer. And they'll get connected, and all you gotta do is go to contacts right here, filter out the leads that you want tagged under whatever tag you have, maybe power dialer. And then there should be a call with wave dialer. So you're gonna select all of them right here and say call with wave, and boom, it'll set you up the way to go out here and get it called. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you start cold call people with the XLeads dialer. Either Google Voice, the single line auto dialer, or the triple line dialer. If you want more of an in-depth tutorial, we have plenty of tutorials on side of XLeads.com or inside of freewholesaling.com on how to start calling sellers. Guys, if you're ready to start calling, go out here and use XLeads, the best wholesaling real estate software. If you got any value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. This is Zach and signing out. Have a blessed one.
Hello, hi, I'm looking to sell my property.
Hey, great. I'd be happy to help with that. Can I ask what's the address of the property you're looking to sell?
That one was specifically set up that I have on here where it just takes the information if you miss a call. But it takes the information, has the AI speak first, go from there. It's pretty cool. This one was Maria, just for example. She's a New Yorker. The New York accent with AI works the best that I found, so that's why we have it like that. But you can set that up too. Now, all you have to do is just literally go to your AI dashboard right here and just upgrade and get started. But you can upgrade to the unlimited AI plan for 120, sorry. Whoa, wow. We're only charging 127. I thought it was 149. Oh, whatever. 127. For 127, you can use unlimited AI inbound and unlimited conversation AI. Pretty cool. On top of that too, there's a mobile app for the Go High Level section with your XLeads, which you can download the high level mobile app and it'll work on the Go High Level section, not the lead section. Now, if you want to access the Drawing for Dollars app, all you have to do is go to app, log in, and then in this section, you're going to drag down here and get the Lead Flow app. That's one of our data providers that has a Drawing for Dollars app, which you can use right here too. Under phone system, if your messaging gets taken out because maybe your texting got suspended, you need help, there's restriction history, your opt-out information can be right here. Your phone number info can be right here too on the opt-out. And your restrictions, you can figure out what's going on there. And our live chat support will help you with any questions you have. If you want to connect your email, you can go to email services and set up an email right here too with the domain you bought. And overall, guys, that's XLeads, the all-in-one wholesaling real estate software. Hopefully learned a lot here. There's so much more to learn, but I'll tell you right now, if you're confused at all, keep going on the XLeads YouTube channel and just do our live chat support right here and ask any possible question. We have 24-hour live support to help you with any question you have. And like always, guys, I'll see you soon. This is XLeads version 5. Have a blessed one.